despite being here for the least amount of time.
Oh no, I'm worse.
Oh, okay, I see.
What's happened?
I'm the kind of person that's like, yeah, I'm going to use my high-level spell to do an attack that does fuck all, and they're like, oh yeah, hang on, I needed that to teleport. Whoops.
Oh,
And-
yeah.
and by default, cause the entire party to die. So, yeah.
Oh god.
Remind me, didn't all of you end up living somehow?
Yeah, through bullshittery, but it meant that there was a 6-month gap between A and B, which meant there were a lot of things that
Well,
have happened.
When one of us is a vampire, the other is a necromancer, and the other guy doesn't, get killed.
So, Chris, just remind me, that campaign pretty much ended by a rock falling and everyone not quite dying.
Yeah,
No.
Also, a rock flew at them.
flew at them. Yeah, that's more
And it's
accurate.
ROC, not ROCK.
Yeah.
Right.
Rocks
Yeah.
fall and everyone dies. Good.
Alright.
Yeah, we got rickety wrecked.
Need to get
Well,
your
hello
teeth
everybody. Welcome to Crabby D&D. I am here with my players. Sud.
Hello.
Hull.
Ha!
Sam.
Hell.
Sim.
Ugh.
Jam.
I'm so confused.
Imp.
Barely hit him.
And our DM, Kerr.
Kerr.
No, it's Cra.
Cry.
Cra.
Cry.
Minotaur.
Alright. Well,
Minotaur!
Griswold.
Yes!
Bellator
Black.
Griswold. Oh no.
Pelotor prison. Oh no.
Wait, what?
No,
Pelotor
Griswold.
Griswold.
no.
Oh, God.
That is such a cursed idea. I love it.
Oh, we can do it later. Anyway, so I'm here with my players. We're here to do Crabby D&D user announcements. Thanks to Nosa for the artwork. Detailed maps like this one were done on incarnate.com. Combat maps like this one, or this one, this one, or this one. I should get rid of these. I don't need these. No. We're done on Dungeon Player Studio, and all the audio, well, most of the audio and a lot of the sound effects come from Tabletop Audio. I think that's all the announcements, and I don't think there's anything else I need to talk about, so let us begin. My party of adventurers, Elsyan, Queglod, Sasha, Malcom, Bern, and Rook, had spent some time relaxing a bit more after their recent adventures, and decided to spend that in Golodon, a city which they had otherwise headed to adventure and look at the Promethean Flame, a piece of history and prophecy dedicated through Rook and his axe, Astral Edge. With the party arriving in the city, causing a bit of a commotion, and then the Orms festival starting straight after, the party settled in, proceeded to adventure around the city to see what was at their disposal. As they were going around, they discovered various interesting things, between various shops selling all manner of things, including metals, gemstones, and a petting zoo, where the party proceeded to investigate various creatures and animals. Before the party went to the Promethean Flame, explored its whereabouts, and had a little bit of an interesting interaction with the flame itself. Rook, placing the astral edge on the inside of the flame as he had once seen in his vision, proceeded to pull his hand back, watched it change and shift before he lifted it out of the fire once again, and collapsed there in the room. After a very tense 25 minutes of Elsyan beating Kern in a game of dragon chess, the party taking some time off and having some tea, and then Rook sitting back up after having his vision, he spoke to the party with regards to what had happened. But before they left, Bern decided...
Brief flavor thing? Oh. A brief flavour thing. We absolutely used Rook's unconscious body as the tea table we placed our teacups on.
Fair enough.
Of course.
Yep. And just before they left, Bern walked up to the flame and proceeded to commune with it, changing it and shifting it into his own, something he had done before during a previous death. And as he proceeded to release control over it, and shocking the denizens of the city somewhat, they proceeded to leave. Heading out, they knew that there were various things to be done, including going to a tavern that had been recommended, where they got lunch, discovered something that they didn't quite expect and are otherwise calling BS on, but that's just the party. And otherwise preparing for a drinking competition later this evening. But for now, the party explores the city, starting off with Sasha, heading and venturing to her closest destination. She comes across she goes to the arena to announce you all as a team.
Well, 2 teams, as it turns out.
2 teams, as it turns out. As you otherwise arrive on the exterior of the arena, you see that the arena is abuzz with various individuals otherwise doing work and preparing for the fight on the second day. You can hear the sound of people moving creatures, the light roars that they are making, and individuals shouting out to one another. You see a few other teams, people walking in and otherwise signing up, but most of them seem to be leaving, turning empty-handed. As you arrive, you see the clerk is otherwise standing there with what looks to be some form of checkboard and list as she's looking over the various individuals. As you approach the kind of darker wood exterior with the signature brass and iron colorings of the reinforced building shape, as you move in through the archway, you see the desk clerk. Before you hear something, "Bless me, it's Sasha!" you hear from somewhere across the hallway.
Hello? Can you
Hello?
Hello.
hear me? Died the moment you said, "Can you see the desk clerk?"
Oh, okay. You see the desk clerk, and you hear from somewhere across the entrance area, you hear, "Bless me, it's Sasha!"
But what? Who? What? Oh. Who did I see?
As you turn, you see an old, otherwise grizzled dwarf. His beard a stunning red, not ginger like the Rustbeards, but it is decorated with bone medallions and loops. Who left?
Harlan, you okay?
Harlan's there. Oh, it's Infernal. He must have lost internet.
Oh, I see.
Yep. Bone medallions and loops, signifying his adventuring status. Sorry. On his back, he carries what looks to be a dragon axe, well decorated and currently not loaded, but otherwise his chest has a string of metallic canisters, which you've seen him load before.
Harlan, you're really
You're
quiet.
very
mate.
quiet. What just happened?
Okay.
He's doing that thing again.
Not any better.
A little bit.
Kinda.
Did your headset disconnect or something?
No, it's just sometimes, I don't know why. It'll bounce back in a minute. So for the moment, I'm going to project my voice.
Okay.
Shit.
As I understand it, we faced these fellows in the arena back in Adamantia.
Correct.
I believe we succeeded.
You did indeed.
As
As you see them walking towards you, you see what you remember to be the team known as the Mountain Crushers. You see the young male human otherwise walking towards you. Another one who's slightly older than the other one, a little bit taller, and a little bit more thin around the waistline. You see a female elf, who you remember Elsyan otherwise having a chat to, and a white dragonborn otherwise walking in the completely full and gallant Dragon Knight plate armor as they wander towards you.
Well, hello there, Mountain Crushers.
It's been a long time. Surprised to see
fair,
you here rather than in Adamantia.
Oh, well, we've taken to traveling around to do various important things, and, well, you know how adventuring gets.
Oh, yes.
But we came here, and it happened to be the festival, so we thought, why not stick around a little bit?
Fair. I here to sign up for the fight here.
Yep. Splitting us up into 2 teams for a bit of a challenge against each other. One of those. You want a bit of a rivalry going on in the party. It's friendly, but yeah.
Hey, good to set up the bonds and that kind of thing, yeah. Well, if you're signing up, I'll expect to see the rest of your friends fighting in this one. You've met the gang, I assume. Gestures to the rest of his party.
Well, it was only for a short while, but yes, it's a pleasure to meet you all again.
They all nod and otherwise acknowledge you. Right, we
I'm
know
gonna
that
try and remember their names.
You never asked.
Shit.
That or I didn't have them noted down.
Okay
Ask
then.
now. Be polite.
Yes.
Funnily enough,
did-
I'm
Okay.
sorry. It's been such a long time. I don't seem to remember your names, friends. I'm sorry.
My name's Leben, or Levin's goat throat. This here, gesturing to the young
I'm just
man.
gonna say, write these down, Chris, because I am absolutely not trying to spell any of these things.
Oh, I'll send you them later.
Especially there's an elf involved.
He gestures to the young man. This here is Jesse. He's our main spotter and coordinator in combat. This here, gesturing to the taller human. This here is Mungus. He's otherwise our controller. Make sure things go our way that we want. This here, gesturing to the elf. This here is Merin. She's otherwise our main, one of our main front lines, alongside myself and here.
Yes. Oh, can I just say, before you move on, I am so sorry you had to deal with Elsyan, Marin.
She nods. It wasn't too bad. Smile. And this here,
Nothing anyone ever said about him.
and this here is as he slaps the armor. This here is Trends. You recognise the Dragon Knights, of course.
Oh, of course.
Yes, she's one of our skilled ones. We've just come down from the south, finishing various jobs. Thought we'd lay back a bit and earn a little bit of cheap cash. Laid up
Fair
of
enough.
major injuries and beat up some old monsters, you know.
Oh, I understand. Well, I look forward to seeing your fights.
Aye, it'll be an interesting match all the same. And we've told them that we're...
Oh no, after you.
I've told them that we're a little bit more seasoned than others, so they're going to put us up against a little bit more of a difficult fight. But for now, they're assuming anybody and everybody is a cheap piece of cheap adventurer. They don't get that many higher skilled folk around here, and I imagine that your team has all come a long way, haven't you?
A fair amount. I mean, you never really notice it. So this is a bit of a test to see, but I'll let him know that we're fairly experienced.
Fair enough. Might put you up against something a little bit more difficult, but that's up to you.
Okay, as long as it's not another Remores, I'm happy.
No, they haven't got anything that dangerous here
I've got
in
a
this
grudge
town.
against that. I've got a grudge against that one in Adamantia. I'm taking it down next time.
Yeah, they haven't got anything that's strong here at the moment, but yeah.
Well, as it stands, I think you might be interested to know I've actually commissioned a dragon hammer.
Nice. You did go and get one.
Oh yeah, just need
Good.
to go drop by Crag Anvil and pick it up.
Fair enough.
Unfortunately, it's one of those things of, time gets away from you, but I'm hoping to be able to pick it up in the next couple of weeks.
Fair enough. If you do get it, just keep in mind that it does need a little bit of tinkering here and there to make sure that it doesn't break. It's not too much of an effort. It's just something that you need to make sure you clean it and you make sure you properly oil it.
Absolutely, don't worry. I'm a blacksmith by trade, so I'm used to caring for equipment.
Fair enough. Yeah, good to see you. Good luck in the arena as well.
Good to see you too.
Not like you need it, but who knows?
Well, you say that. I've had my fair share of accidents. Did I ever tell you about the time I almost died after getting thrown by one of those sentinel thingies in the city?
No, you didn't. You know what? I'll be joining. I imagine you'll be doing it too. But we're joining the drinking competition over one of the taverns tonight.
We're at the Cursed Axe, I think.
Yes, that's the one. We'll be heading there and joining that drinking competition, having the arena tomorrow morning, and then tomorrow afternoon, and then we'll be heading back north. Got a few things to take care of.
Oh, well, makes sense. Oh, well, I look forward to seeing you there, and we can catch up a little bit.
All right, sounds good.
Right, have a lovely... good luck.
Hey,
And
you
I'm
too.
good. Cheers. And I'm going to go over to the lady, because I'm assuming the line we're closer to the front of it by now.
Getting to the front, you see Lay there as she otherwise looks over you. Just a single participant.
Afraid not. I'm here to sign up 2 separate teams.
Very well.
We're one big party, but because we're fairly experienced, we're splitting into 2 teams. But be aware that we might be a little bit more, a bit better prepared than perhaps is intended.
Well, if you're purposefully handicapping yourself, I'm sure that'll be fine.
Two teams of 3. They're do you require names and descriptions, or what's the system here?
If they arrive with you, then I'll make sure that everything's noted.
Right. Do you want me, I'll just put down the team names then, shall I?
Go ahead.
Well, there's the Magnificent Threesome, which is consisting of myself, a Tiefling by the name of Malcom, and a Minotaur by the name of Rook. And Short, Dead, and Hot.
Wasn't it Elsyan on your team?
Elsyan, yeah.
No, you're right. Yeah, sorry. And an elf by the name of Elsyan. Sorry, I got mixed up.
Ha! I'm part of the Magnificent Threesome, you bitch.
And that now you just said it.
Me.
And of course, we've also got the second team, consisting of a halfling by the name of Queglod, a human by the name of Bern, and a minotaur by the name of Rook. And that team is called Short, Dead, and Horny. Completely straight face.
She writes the names down. She does her best to compose a straight face.
It's actually a funny story. You see, obviously the short is because halfling, the horns is because minotaur. The dead, our friend was recently deceased.
Interesting.
That's way to put confidence in her, Harlan.
Yeah.
She looks.
Don't worry. It was up against something. He got better. Don't worry.
She looks at you, just inspecting you, and goes, "You seem skilled enough. If your friend was brought back, I can imagine that there's some skill to you all."
Yeah, well, we had to bring him back to the city in order to, so he didn't get, he had to rest a bit because it had been over, like, I think it was over a day before we could actually bring him back. Yeah.
Well,
I
don't see a reason not to allow it. I'll see if the announcers are willing to say the names. I'll leave that to them. But
I'm just okay. Look, I'll be honest with you. I will pay money to have them say it out loud.
You'll have to pay money for entry anyway. But I'll let you and your friends sort that when you get there. But of course, we'll see how things go. I'll have a word with them, see if they're interested, and I'll put you in for the running of teams.
Yes. Anyway, thank you very much. Have a lovely day.
You too. As you...
I can't wait till we come in and wreck shit.
As you...
It's just gonna be funny.
As you walk away, otherwise giggling to yourself, a few other individuals giving you like a weird, like, what on earth is that? You wander past various individuals who are otherwise lined up, look like various mercenaries. Some of them look a bit more skilled and grizzled than others, but others they look very greenhorn. Noobs of the adventuring side of things. You head out back into the city, and over the course of the rest of the day, you explore a little bit, looking across the stands and so on, before you eventually make your way back to the inn. Who was our next pair? It was Bern and Malcom?
No, I was with Queglod, but then you switched.
No, you weren't.
No.
No, I was with Queglod, and you two happened to go to the same place. You re-rolled to get 69.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, and Rook, who were you with? You were with...
I was with Rook, and then I...
You were with Rook, and then... Malcom, were you on your own?
I don't think we decided that.
Oh, that's right, because you had to mute because your family arrived home, and we didn't decide where you were going.
Yeah.
So what group...
Yeah.
Did you want to travel with Rook and Bern, or did you want to travel with Sasha and just say that you waited outside?
What about Queglod and Elsyan?
Queglod and Elsyan, yeah.
Well, I feel like somebody should have gone with Sasha, so I guess I'll go with...
Okay. In which case, we will finish off your 2 bits then. Okay. As Sasha and Malcom, you leave the arena's area and you wander around for a bit, you come across some various interesting individuals. As you're going around looking through the various shops, enjoying the streets and enjoying the people who are otherwise talking and enjoying themselves there, you come across something interesting. You see a relatively large group, most of them children and a few adults standing back, as you come across what looks to be some form of play of some kind. You see a very crudely constructed wooden kind of stage and platform, but it's painted in various colours of red and blue. You can see bits of fabric and curtains which otherwise pull back as the performance starts. You partake in watching?
Oh, absolutely. I am easily distracted.
As you move up and you stand at the back watching, you see what looks to be a elven figure leans over the top. Welcome, people of all ages, boys, girls, parents, and adventurers. He gestures to you two. A bunch of interesting folk and a good audience. Good. But we've got a history and a story to tell. Now, let's begin. First, it begins with this. And as he falls behind his mini stage, you watch as 2 wooden forms of marionettes otherwise move onto the stage. This first...
Piddlewick.
Yep. As they move onto the stage, the hitting of wood on wood as they walk very skillfully. This is a story of the times gone by. You watch as one of them does the gesture of swinging its hand out before it reaches down, and with the subtleties of magic, which to children is an absolute wonder, but the subtleties of magic, you watch as it pulls an illusory sword from its belt, otherwise stands there in motion in a offensive stance against the other individual. This is a story of the Dawn Marshals. As he proceeds to play through the story, you watch as he introduces each of the characters, each of the Dawn Marshals. The main thing you note, as he proceeds to describe each of them, is how in detail he gets. He speaks as if he was there, and given he is an elf, he could very well have been. As he speaks about them and otherwise performs the gestures, showing the different forms and the subtleties of their magic as they proceed to cast spells, you watch as he performs the fight, showing the scenes of the great Dawn Marshals conquering and fighting a great elder lich dragon. As they fight, conquering over it and freeing the land of the Empire, and otherwise releasing the world of its evil bond, you watch as they disperse. The children clap, and he says, "But," and he stands up and leans over the edge, "it's not over, for there are new ones in sight, another lot chosen randomly by the stars. One day they will show themselves, and when they do, they will finish the job. For you see, the undead dragon," and you watch as he reaches over and he has it lift up, "cannot be so easily killed. Regardless of how great you are, death is never the final stop, and many can stand up again." As the children kind of ooh and the parents are kind of looking around. "But do not fear, for they are skilled and they are powerful, and they will show themselves one day. When they do, aspire to be like them, aspire to show yourselves, and one day you too could be like them. Great people of mystery and skill, but you must do as you are told. You must listen to your parents, for they know what is best. Eat your vegetables and grow up well, and remember to learn, for knowledge is the key to all things." The children and the adults clap, otherwise applauding to his show. "Thank you." And he kind of gestures, putting away the puppets and taking a step down from his stand as you watch his parents go over and begin to pick up their children as they begin to explore more of the festival.
I'd like to go to him.
Okay. The two of you approach him as he's otherwise there. So, did you enjoy the performance?
Yes. I was rather intrigued with the details of each of the Dawn Marshals.
Ah, well, I knew them personally. Not close, but I knew them. Worked on performing a few shows back in their time. Saw them at a couple of festivals here and there. Name's Quit, by the way. Sticks his hand out.
I take his hand. My name's Malcom.
Pleasure. And you are?
Sasha.
Pleasure. But yes, I met them long time ago, learned many things about them, and spoke with them on various occasions. They let me carve their figures, and that made my performance here. I go from place to place, traditionally, but yeah, it's good work teaching the children the various things they need to know.
I see. Chris, can I try and do something with Lighthouse?
What would you like to try and do?
I would like to try and revert it. If I can try and make it look the way it did before it split to where it could have 2 gems.
Okay. What would you like to do to try and invoke this change?
I would like to try and focus like how I would take it and turn it into the other 2 weapons, and I'd like to picture the way it looked before.
Okay. As you hold Lighthouse in your hand, the energy otherwise radiating from it and you take it and you hold it close to your form as the wood, which is otherwise brown and dark, like the dark oak that you're used to back home, you watch as it begins to shrink back to its slightly paler white as the leaves begin to slightly peel back, revealing its true nature and original form. The gem of Lighthouse itself otherwise pulls itself to the top of the staff as you hold it there, and you watch as his expression goes from that of mild interest to more of a, not awe, but a moment of understanding. So, just 2 of you?
No, there are more.
Good, good.
I was curious how you knew there were more.
How and you what?
That there were more.
There's always more. I previously met them. They went through a few themselves. 2 people died. But they brought them back and they became one. It's a matter of how they play their tricks. There's always one, and from what I understand, there's a person who chooses. But his name is otherwise obscure to me. But either way, I know that there's more than one. There always has been, and there's usually, from what the last ones, there were 7.
And all of us have been accepted, right?
Hmm?
All of us have been accepted by Guardian, right?
Oh yeah.
Actually, no, were there 7 or were there 10? Now I'm doubting my own brain.
We do not have. We are not getting another 4.
1, 2, 3,
Okay,
4.
we are not dying to fill out that 10-person quota.
Let's see. You've had Behold. You've had Gax.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sovek's a half at the moment.
Okay, Sovek doesn't count anymore.
Fair enough.
Yeah, he was a tag along. He was in.
Oh,
he
please.
was-
That's like saying Fenger's one of the Dawn Marshals.
You don't know.
8.5.
He
I'll
is.
be honest. I'll be honest.
He's
I
that Guardian of the
prefer
Dark.
Fang over Sovek.
As would I.
But yeah, so you've had a few so far.
I mean, well, we had Gact.
Had 8 excluding Solvat.
But
And-
Gak kind of denied it, didn't
Yeah, he didn't want to be one. So
Yeah.
7
I mean,
maybe.
I feel like there was another one, but you know what? It's been so long.
Well, it's
Ah,
good. Good.
Maybe so, but who am I forgetting? Who could it be?
Motherfucker.
You watched him die.
Oh. You like how Sasha's gone insane, by the way?
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Well, if you've come this far, you've done relatively well. You've claimed Lighthouse, the old staff. You got any more up your sleeves, or that it?
We also have Nightmaker.
Right. Pretty good.
Are there any more that we have? Oh, wait, we have the
Comet Strikers.
Comet Strikers, and that's it, right?
Oh yeah, for the moment. We know where
they were the
Storm is.
they see. Those were the gauntlets that Trondrin had. Trondrin. Yeah, it's
What they had?
yeah, they were the gauntlets that Trondrin Maskid had.
Fucking horse.
We also
He's a human.
Sounds like a
have,
dwarf.
surprisingly enough, we also have an axe made from the same material and by the same maker.
Interesting. Well,
That sort of counts.
yeah, maybe. I mean, the Dawn martial weapons are never the same each generation. They change from person to person, as shown by this.
Literally, just they get fancy weapons. Right. I know. Quick thing. You're very knowledgeable about the last time they were around.
Yeah.
Right. Forge Storm.
The hammer.
Yeah. It's inside the Divine Forge of Aturan, right?
Sure.
Okay. Cool. Do you know how to get there?
No, I don't. The only thing I do know is that hammer was used to forge several things.
Mm-hmm.
I watched the process myself, including some of the first forged creatures, as well as series of gemstones and other things. It was able to draw in the minerals from around it and make things, but it was a very dangerous process.
I'm sorry, it was able to make gemstones?
It's when you go, from what I understand and what I was told, the hammer itself has the ability to draw in minerals and metals and stuff, and it allows them to be forged into a single form. Take, say, for example, lava. That is a mix of various things. It draws all of the bits you want out of it and forges it into what you want. You take something which has small bits of what you want, and it makes something.
Right. Okay. Brief question. You said you've seen it forge things, right?
Yes, I have.
I don't suppose you've ever seen it forge a ruby or a jacinth or a fire opal or something like that.
Not quite like that, no. I never saw most of the works that they made other than the construct that, what was his name? Durak had with.
Aha. I don't suppose you know where one might find that construct.
Durak's currently beside the hand of the Dwarven King, from what I understand.
Wait, he's still alive?
No, not Durak, the construct.
Oh, right, sorry. Confused.
No, that's easily understandable. Yes, Durak's construct is otherwise in with the, it protects the Dwarven King, unless it's otherwise faulted, since, I don't know. I don't go to the Dwarven cities that often.
There! Ugh.
You do remember seeing it in the council chambers when you first entered.
Motherfucker. Fuck it. I'll take on the fucking king myself if I have to. I want my fucking hammer.
Elsyan's willing
He
to help
doesn't
take
have
down
the
a Dwarven
hammer.
King.
The construct protects the king.
I know, but as we've established, I need something made by Forge Storm in order to get into things. So, Durak, you're coming with me. No, into the fire you go.
No.
I'm liking this like mildly insane Sasha that seems to have sprung up.
Interesting.
Elsyan has done some work.
Nope, this is all just sheer lack.
This is just psychosis.
Yeah.
But that's
Look,
what
it's
I
been
remember.
a long time. We've been under a lot of pressure.
That's what I remember of them. There are various other individuals that know them. They're fairly far and few between. Most of them are elves. Most of the others have died out by now. But there are a few here and there.
Some of them are still alive?
Yes, of course. I mean, what?
I mean,
Oh,
I'm
you
not
are.
here, but...
Yeah. Yes, of course, because the Duel Marshals happened about 400 years ago.
Oh, if somewhere else, then yeah, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
We should go meet
We've only really encountered dead ones so far.
Fair enough. But yeah, there aren't many people who do know the Duel Marshals still. I'm one of the few, and let's just say I'm not along for this work. But it's good to finally meet the next ones.
Well, okay. Well, you might not be. Don't put too fine. Don't.
I'm in my late 600s. As much as I appreciate the honesty.
Well, I mean, you've made it this far. You can keep going.
Yeah, sure I can. It's
Just
not a problem.
don't die. Look, it's simple. I do it every day.
Yeah, fair enough.
Harlan has found the cure for death, people. Just don't die.
I fully intend for Sasha to make it to the end of the campaign and just, like, obnoxiously keep living for years on years.
Elsyan's just trying to live his best life. Sasha keeps popping up. This old man Elsyan just looks up and Sasha's still there looking fresh-faced. How? You're a dwarf! You were supposed to have died centuries ago!
Look, Elsyan. Just don't die. It's simple.
That's not how that works, and you know it. What foul energies are keeping you alive?
A successful D20 death save she's rolling every day.
No.
Every day at dawn, I roll a D20 and it just keeps coming up natural 20.
I'm alive because of my sonic bullshit, but you... guns are real, people are driving around in tanks, and we're
Sasha's
still
alive.
Sasha's alive. Elsyan is there as well, as a weird psychic apparition.
Queglod occasionally comes in from the nether realms.
No, Elsyan just gets her age reset again. We're on like the 12th generation of Rook's family, and it's not Rook's family. And
There's at least one dragon fuckery going on from Malcom.
There's at least Malcom by that point has turned into a fully fledged dragon.
Malcom should still be alive. If all things considered, when he becomes a high enough level druid, he ages once every 10 years.
Oh yeah,
so
that's
he
a
should
fair
still
point.
be alive.
That's a fair point. And of course, Bern is a vampire. As long as no one stakes him, he's staying alive.
I'm gonna get food real quick.
So it's literally just going to be that by the end of it, we've just killed 1,000 of Rook's children, and then there's
we just spend our life just raising Rook's descendants. And quite frankly, that's going to be a fucked up family if we're in charge of raising them.
We'd be the worst.
We would be the worst godparents. We'd also be the fun uncles.
You know, I'm having second thoughts about introducing you to my family now.
Too late.
Well, no, you haven't actually met them. No, to be honest,
I'm finding them.
Okay, look, we will find them.
To be honest, it doesn't matter anyway, because I have complete faith that my wife and then my descendants, my wife's descendants, they will wreck anyone that gets in the way. So I have full faith in that side of the family.
Yeah. We're the sort of people that she sends to look after the kids. We sugar and send them back to her.
Yeah, and then hide for decades from the wife for sending them back home with sugar.
As we keep running, you gave them cake after 7 o'clock. You madman!
That's fine. It's fine. Yeah, I can just imagine it. Sort of.
Anyway, sorry. We still hijacked this entire situation.
It's fine.
With our fanfic.
So yes, you, Quint's otherwise there in front of you. Any other questions you wish to ask?
Okay, God, which one? What are the other ones I can remember? Shit. It's been a while since I've looked back on the on all the things we've absolutely murdered.
There's Orca, Gork, Rendi and Halka, Harmony, Trojan, Durak, Trisha, Mirren, Bogme, and Sindrin.
Sorry to interrupt again. Chris, did you say Gork?
Yeah, one of them's been called Gork this entire time.
And oh, motherfucker. Carry
I
on.
love it.
He's a primate.
Oh shit. Okay. So I don't suppose you'd know what the Island of Dreams is.
From what I remember them saying, that's their dream home. That's where one of the from what I remember exactly of what it was, I think it was Trisha set up a mansion of some kind, a magical mansion on the Island of Dreams. Rigged the place with traps and stuff, and hid a bunch of things in there, and I don't know. It's somewhere out at sea, that's all I know. They found an island, built a home on it, and then called it quits. They go back there whenever they need it.
Oh, goody. Okay. Thank you. That's incredibly helpful.
So they had a magical mansion, and we have a tavern.
Okay, high enough level, you
Lay
can
off-
pass.
Hey, look, we
Lay
got
off
an
the
abbot,
tavern.
okay? Do they have an abbot? No.
Well, how do we know that?
They might have had apple.
They might have had an nabob.
Have they had issues with their racist policies? No. Has the art tavern?
They've absolutely gotten out a little black book that they keep on them, and they're just flipping through. Okay. Sorry, I've got a lot of questions. I honestly was not expecting to get any of these answered anytime soon, so give me a moment. Okay. I don't suppose you'd have any idea what forgotten within the scattered mind of those greater than most would refer to?
No idea.
Worth a try. Tome of the Third Mind is apparently there, but no idea what it means.
Her bizarre book of stuff. Yes, she had all manner of notes in that book, from what I remember. Creature information, along with spells and all manners.
Oh my god.
Doodles.
Elsyan's had it the entire time. It's just fucking...
It's my fucking book of lore. It's not, because that book's been proven to be quite useless in a lot of situations. It's been mainly... I reckon I've actually just got a tourist pamphlet that I called the Book of Lore. That's trademarked Book of Lore, where it's just like a 5-page pamphlet at best.
He just keeps adding more post-it notes to it.
Yep. I mean, we've managed to work out that that Titanbreaker is in the hands of the Greatest Tempest, which we presume is a storm giant.
That could work. There's not much else I can think of for that one. But if you're referring, Titanbreaker was a very good weapon. From what I remember, let's see. I remember him felling various large creatures, which gave it its name. It was bright orange. It was pretty cool. Yeah. I remember him telling me many a story of cutting various things' heads off. That's about it.
I can imagine. As I understand it, was pretty large. Right. Well, floating among stars carried by the largest creature of its generation. To me, that's saying, is it Astral Sea or the Ether? I can't remember
Astral
which
Sea.
one. The Astral Sea. But,
Maybe?
and
I'm personally not good with astrology or any of that extraplanar stuff. I focus on puppets and history.
Oh, understandable. I'm just saying, like, you're the one person who might have a clue if any of these mean anything. So I just
Of course,
thought
I understand.
This one you might actually know something about. The Lapis Crescendo. At the heart of the
It's
earth.
the cloak.
Mm-hmm. At the heart of the earth, within the land of crystal webs, lies this gemstone. It says it's a gemstone, Chris.
I know it does. That's because the lapis crescendo is made of lapis.
It kind of self-explanatory, isn't it?
I know, but it's like, how did you make a fucking cloak out of lapis?
Magic!
That sounds
Super glue.
That sounds almost as clanky as my armor.
It is. Anyway.
Clank, clank, clank.
What if we said it's clankier?
Part of the earth within the land of crystal webs. There was a place I visited quite a while back, actually. Far to the south of here. Somewhere in the southern mountain ranges. From what I remember, there was a crystal mine of some kind. Was abandoned long ago after some various things had popped up there. Creatures in the dark, that kind of thing. That's what I remember. I mean, not a bad shout, but I don't know if that would be what you're looking for. The only crystal I know, other than various ones outside of the Empire, but if they're outside of the Empire, good luck getting them.
Yeah, especially right now. Well, maybe is the Barrenlands technically part of the Empire, or
No, it's separate.
have you seen anywhere in the Barrenlands? We know that there's at least one there, so maybe there are more.
Maybe? Not sure. I haven't been to the Barrenlands before. I've heard of it. It's an interesting place, but never been there.
Regardless, those crystal mines. Do you think you could point us in our rough direction at least?
I remember hearing about them while I was traveling through Yolkendun.
Goes to the map. I can't see it, Chris. I'm not in tabletop.
That's fine. I'm pointing out to the rest of you.
Below and to the left of Talakeen.
Yeah, lower to the left of Tower Keen, lower and right of Numpabud, south of Magma Reach, and north of Bridgestone Fort.
Numpabud.
Is that little closed off bit that doesn't have that's a mine that doesn't have the full mine thing around it?
Hold on. Let me. If you move your hands, everybody, I can take a snapshot. And I'll just copy that to you.
Posted it to him, but my internet doesn't upload.
There you go. Yes, I heard about it when I was going through Yolkendun. Some old prospectors had moved there, said that they were otherwise travelling, heading towards Bridgestone Fort, otherwise to do some commissions and stuff, but that's about all I got.
Well, every little helps. As you can imagine, we're trying to gather things up quickly because, what with the war going on and a few other things we've stumbled across, it's
fair enough.
Looking like things are going to get a little bit rough before too long.
Any others?
Let me have a look-see. Well, obviously we know where the Heart of Beasts is.
Okay.
We've got Nightmaker, Forge Storm. I get Fire of the Greatest Forge. It's a Turan's Forge. I know that for a fact. I also have a vague-ish idea. Now that you've told me where the construct is, I might be able to open it up. I think that's all of them that I can think of. This has genuinely been incredibly helpful.
Fair enough. Of course, I'm just glad to be of service to the next ones as well.
Well, look, if you're ever going through Adamantia... Oh, thunder outside, that's fun. Sorry. If you're ever in Adamantia, there is a tavern known as the Shrouded Shalia, I think that's still its name, right? Yep, the Shrouded Shalia. If you say that I sent you, and I'm going to quickly rip out a page of my little journal and sign it in here. Hand them this free drink and food for as long as you like.
Oh, I'll head there at some point. It's not currently on my tour list. I'm heading east from here, but yeah.
Understandable.
I'll travel there at some point, settle in, maybe get to know. Good to know that you have a place, though. The other ones did, and they found it that they needed it during particular times. They had some rough times, and well, they needed that time to themselves.
No, I can imagine it can get a little bit much dealing with everything.
I will say one thing just to note: there are powerful individuals out there besides yourselves. Don't always try to do everything yourself. There are plenty of other people out there who can take care of things. Focus on you. This is the problem that the previous ones had. They went to the king, they found various things, and the king and his men the emperor and his men tried to put them under various jobs to get some things done which their regular men couldn't take care of. And as a result, they got kind of laid in on the work that they had to do. Once they took a vacation for about a month, yes, there was a giant war going on between the Alliance and the Empire at the time, but having 2 months to yourself isn't a bad thing. People can take care of stuff, and if a threat arises, the strong ones will answer most of the time.
That's fair enough. I do think we kind of put a little bit much on ourselves. But then again, we kind of end up getting involved in it, even if we don't start off that way.
Maybe, but either way, just remember to relax from time to time.
Fair enough. All right. In that case, thank you so much for all your help.
Welcome.
I do have a question.
Oh God.
Go ahead.
I've just been waiting for you. You talked about the dragon and it's possibly still alive.
In what regard?
The undead dragon.
Ah, yes, Ringo.
Well, I mean, technically, no, it isn't still alive. It's undead.
It's as he says, it's undead. From what I know, what I understand of the legend, they dealt a fatal mortal wound to Ringar. Somewhere on its form is a weak point, something which allows you to destroy it. But the thing with almost dead creatures, and the same with creatures of that power, they don't just die. You need to give them something, an ability, something to seal them, to almost destroy them but not kill them. You can kill something that's undead and it'll just come back, but you need to stop it. It's difficult to say. Again, it's not something I know. You yourself seem to have quite a connection with your deity. Maybe when the time comes, ask them.
That's probably fair enough. Dragon goddess.
There are always ways to stop creatures, even your deity. Any deity could be destroyed at any moment and somebody could take their place. So they've put measures in place to protect themselves. These measures usually result in sealing of individuals who are more powerful than themselves. If the number of you turned around and decided to take on, I don't know, another deity, and that deity didn't like it, it could call in a favor from some of its celestial bros, and they come in and seal you away. And all of a sudden, you no
my
longer
new
exist.
favorite line from this campaign: "Celestial bros."
I wasn't going to say anything, but yeah.
But that's from what I understand. There's plenty of bits out there. I've gathered a lot of information. From what I remember, there is a bookseller around here. They do a lot of bits and pieces here and there. Might be worth trying to catch him.
Right, I'll keep that in mind.
Right. Well, is that everything?
Bookkeeper. Did you know bookkeeper is the only word in common that has 3 consecutive double letters?
Okay,
Thanks for that realization, Harlan.
It's not a realization. I just like giving out fun facts.
No, that's fair. Good to know. I'd use that in a future play.
How?
It's a fun riddle, you know.
Not bad. Might make a few riddles from that as well. Yes, anyway. Have a good day.
One more question.
Go ahead.
Do you know anybody that does sealing, that knows about sealing?
Sealing magic in itself is very difficult to get your hands on. Typically, it requires that of divinity if you're looking for that level of strength. If you're looking for basic sealing, there are some. There are spells known as things like banishment. They're temporary sealing agents, but other than that, you'd be looking for some stronger magics.
Oh, we know about banishment.
It was. I'm more looking for information on it. Like, I was thinking, we have some things, and I was wondering if it was possible to, like, split. What I'm looking for is basically kind of like basically splitting seal, like taking something and splitting it and sealing it and different things.
But pulling something apart to make it sealable?
Yes.
Oh, the blind butcher. Okay.
Again, that kind of information.
No, not the blind butcher.
It's not necessarily going to be the easiest thing, but it's possible. Most of the time when you carve organs from a creature, it might do that, but again, I'm not entirely sure. Look for a bookkeeper, he might have some information on it. If not, just keep looking. There's information out there, regardless of where you go. The biggest ones are either in the Elven capital or in the Empire's capital, Oregon.
If we can't find it here, I'd like to go to the capital and find this information. And how to
go to the Elven Kingdom.
No.
Yes, level 13 party confronts Elsyan's mother. You're ready for this. I, on the other hand, am not.
Great. Finish him.
No, get her while she's still a commoner in Chris's brain.
I mean, if you think about it, we know she's pregnant right now, so...
Okay, that's a fair point. I want to leave her so I can, have a family member that's not a complete arsewipe.
Disadvantage on a Constitution saving throws.
Oh, Chris. Dude.
What? It's realistic. Anyway. So.
That's it.
Okay. As you finish up talking, he puts away his things and packs them up and goes, I'll be in town, venturing around, giving various talks and fun bits here and there. If you want, attend a few more. I'm going to be doing some on, let's see, I believe it was the Dragon Knights in the North tomorrow. Ooh. And then on the final day, I'll be doing I think it was the Mountain Lords and the Pact of the Mountains and the Dwarves. Which is about the stone giants in the south that otherwise made a pact with the dwarves to keep the peace.
Oh, yes. Oh, well, I'd love to watch some of those. Oh, and if you get time, we'll be in the arena tomorrow, I think.
I'll see you then about. I don't clash with that, though. See if I can catch a look.
Wonderful. I warn you, we are going to be split up to make it a little bit fairer.
Ah, understandable. If you've got some powerful magical artifacts, I imagine you're going to be pretty good.
Well, you say that now. We hope so. If it end up being terrible, that would be pretty funny.
It would, but a little bit concerning. But I guess I'm the only one who knows.
All right. Well, I'll hopefully see you there, and hopefully see you throughout the rest of the festival.
All right. Take care.
Take care of yourself.
Packs up his things. You explore around the town.
As he goes away, I just yell, "Remember, just don't die!"
He gives you a thumbs up and wanders off. Some people give you a look, but it's fine as you wander around town, looking for various things.
I don't get why more people just don't die. It's so easy.
It's flawless logic. Meanwhile, on the other side of the city, Bern, as you're wandering around with Rook. Correct? Okay. As the two of you are wandering around town, looking through various stalls, you see people selling various goods, food, you see quills, regular commodities, and other bits and pieces that people might want here and there. Trinkets, some stuffed animals, bits of furniture and other things that people are trying to otherwise flog to everybody. While you're wandering around, you catch an eye of something. You see something quickly scurry across the street, and you see people otherwise pull back, and one individual goes to get the guards.
Where does it scurry off to?
It scurries off to the left into a side alley. You and Rook both see it.
Want to go check that out?
Yeah.
Interesting.
As the two of you otherwise move up, you turn to head into the alleyway. You don't seem to see anything immediately.
Can we investigate? Is there anything in the alley?
It seems to be mostly rather clear. There are a few wooden crates between this and the building onwards. You see there's a door to the right, and that's all you really see. But there is some cover around here for a small creature.
I'm gonna go and have a look. Shake the crates around a bit.
Okay. Both of you roll me, I'll say, an investigation check.
It's okay.
Remember, Infernal, you have a -3 at the moment.
16.
That is, however, an extra 20.
Plus perception, did
They
you say?
said, am I going into battle with a -2?
Investigation.
Investigation, so it's 16 plus 6, that's 22.
22 and a natural 20. As you go over, you both see what looks to be a crate that's otherwise overturned, and you can see a pair of eyes otherwise looking out. As you go over and you lift the crate, a creature begins to snarl at you. You see a raccoon. Its fur is completely black with patches of the grey kind of coloration to it. You see that its tail is split and filled with a green ooze. Its back is otherwise broken in two, and a red bit of ooze otherwise seeps out of it as the creature spawns new eyes in the bits of ooze. You recognize this as Blood and Vira, otherwise hitching a ride in a raccoon.
I'll leave you to it. I'll keep an eye out. You do what you gotta do.
And make sure no one's watching.
Okay. You look around, give me a perception check, the two of you.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, hang on. Oh, sorry. Oh, well, there's that dice going. Perception, that's 15.
11, 15. You both keep a lookout, otherwise looking around for people. There doesn't seem to be anybody about at the moment. Somebody obviously went to get a guard to let them know or something, but the guard's not going to respond to a weird-looking raccoon running around town. As you bend down, you can see the raccoon is otherwise snarling before you watch as the raccoon's eye just pulls out the front of its head. Then you watch as the raccoon, almost like a skin suit, begins to peel open as this reddish ball begins to merge and grow larger and larger from its form. You watch as the green one from the tail otherwise just begins to blow itself outwards, growing also in size.
Purple.
Hmm?
Purple, not green.
What?
Purple, not green.
Oh yes, sorry, green was the other one. Yes. As the purple form otherwise splurges out the back end of it.
So what I let you do? I take a blade and I get my palm open. Get in.
As you do, the red one otherwise surges towards your hand. The pain shoots through you. You are now bloodied. As it enters into your form, your muscles and your veins otherwise contract, being refilled with slime. As the composite material that otherwise makes up your form, as Vira and Blood both re-enter your form. You're torn asunder, and they make their way in, and they otherwise settle down, and you see a deflated skin and fur of a raccoon on the floor.
When I put it back in the box, cover it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was tragic.
Let's hope no one opens this and doesn't investigate.
Well, I mean, I'm sure they're not going to be able to link you to this, but I wasn't expecting that. Can't deny it. That tickled me a little bit.
I thought I needed to go find them back in the forest.
Well,
Guess I don't need to do that anymore.
no. Well, that's some good news, at least.
What the fuck has happened?
Blood and Vira were hitching a ride in a raccoon
Oh my fuck! Of course they are.
They were. The raccoon's gone now.
Well, most of its insides have gone. The outside of it's fine.
That's what slimes do. They replace the insides.
Hey, Bern. How are your insides looking? Opens up their chest. Oh, God.
Yeah.
It looks... Oh, God. It looks...
Surprising they managed to
It
find
looks
their
like
way
one
back.
of Mick
Yeah.
Jagger's...
Given
It looks like one of Mick Jagger's orgies in there.
Given that Raise Dead restores all mortal wounds, there are new organs which they are currently devouring, by the way, that were otherwise destroyed, which they're now replacing with themselves. Things like the pancreas, probably the spleen as well.
Oh. Wait, that's a point. Did he even have a heart for the guy to crush?
He did.
It's the only thing he did have.
It's the only thing he needs because it's the main hotel for slimes. So.
Welcome to the Slime Hotel. Look, there's a mint on your pillow. Oh wait, that's not a mint.
Okay,
1 second.
I've got to say that I hope they find none of the heart to be an ensuite. Just saying.
Oh.
But what about is the left atrium or the right atrium?
They get half each.
Obviously, the left atrium is.
That's why he can have 2 slimes, Sam. They get halvesies.
Oh my god.
Oh, they can look at each other through the membrane there. And just sort of...
You know, there's a connecting point.
Okay, if they can actually physically touch each other through the heart, Bern has a hole in his heart, and that's a bigger issue than most of the stuff we've fought.
Yeah.
Fair.
Okay, objectively, there is a connecting pathway. Just, circuitous.
Yeah.
Anyway, so brief question.
Mm-hmm.
Did we talk to Bern about how we could have brought him back as a human if we wanted?
No.
Don't mention it.
Good to know.
Yeah, slimes enter his body, they eat his organs, he dies again.
Fuck.
So,
which was that's just an inconvenience. Right?
My god.
Alright, as you're exploring around, you see the stalls, you see what they're generally selling, various knickknacks and goodies, but that's about it. Nothing catches your eye unless you wish to explore.
No, I mean, I was only looking for some form of divination wizard or something that fortune tells. Or a skull. I mean, I'd notice a skull. It's kind of hard to miss one of them.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a d20 check for that, then, please. Anything you're looking for, Bern?
19. D20 what? What check?
Just a d20.
Alright, 19.
I wonder I can get a massage.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a
Oh
d20.
no.
What kind of massage?
That's
The one
sneaky
you relax
massage.
is not the behold one.
Okay. So, going around, you do find various things. You find what looks to be a series of wagons that have otherwise been pulled together to form a miniature marketplace. Going in, you see all manner of things, cushions, furniture, other decorative pieces here and there, old trinkets, meaningless tokens, and other bits and pieces here and there. As you're looking around, just the various knickknacks, you come across what looks to be a rather interesting goblet. You see that it has otherwise been crafted from the skull of a wolf.
Oh. Oh.
Okay, in the nicest possible way, that feels awkwardly shaped.
It is, but it still works. Sam
It
knows
looks
why.
It just looks cool, okay?
I am 100% looking that over.
So
Looking at over the goblet itself, crafted from the wolf's skull, seems to have been well made. There's been metal bits otherwise filling in the gaps.
Right, okay.
There you go.
Spaceballs.
No.
Yeah?
Romlan.
Oh yeah.
As you kind of look over it, it's well crafted and it's well made. Looking at the price of it, seems to be only 4 gold pieces.
I'm buying this because it's a skull.
You approach the dwarf as he kind of looks over and goes, yeah, that one. Yeah, 4 gold pieces. That's fine. What you looking for?
Sure, that'll do.
All right.
Takes me to a round number. That's perfect.
He takes the 4 gold and passes it on. All right, welcome to keep that. Anything else you're looking for?
No, just skull. I'm happy with this.
Looking for more
Just-
skulls?
I'm always looking for skulls. Always.
You watch as he leans back and he goes, "Hey!" And you see a bunch of all the other dwarves kind of look over at him and he goes, no, aren't they? This one's looking for skull stuff." At which point you watch as she holds up a knitted skull scarf. It is otherwise comprised of a dark black wool with bits of white otherwise knitted into the shape of various skulls and bones.
Oh my god. How much is it?
She looks at it. For you, dear.
300 gold.
For you, dear, I'll do 2 gold.
Yeah, sure. I will take that. I mean, it's a cute scarf.
Okay.
With skulls.
You take the skull scarf, you take it, you wrap it round. It doesn't quite fit round your neck. Meant for a dwarf. Minotaur, bit burlier. Fit round your horns.
Perfect. I will fit it round my horns. It will become a horn scarf.
Okay.
Them chilly days. What am I doing?
While you're doing that, Bern, you look around for someone who might be able to give you a massage or some way to relax as he disconnects.
The way to relax, disconnect.
Disconnects. Oh, there's a blackbird just sat on my window. Right.
Oh.
I got to look outside for once. As
Chris, you
the
know you're not
outside
allowed to
world.
look outside. You know the rules.
a disc died. Stop. All right. Seeing as Infernal is disconnected, I'll say we take a quick few minutes break there. Seems like a good time to do so.
Volker Fenrica.
Yep. And then we'll come.
Volker,
Alright, we're just taking a quick minute or so break. Infernal and Rook, once you two are back, I'll carry on, and then the rest of you will filter in slowly but surely afterwards.
Okay.
And then I'll take care of Queglod and Sam.
Right,
So
I'm
how's
back.
everyone liking the
Right.
team names?
Be back in a moment.
I like ours. It's how we'll eventually end up.
A threesome.
I think if by the technical term is magnificent threesome.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And it's 2
God.
parts of that group.
And the
'Cause
French is, of course, Le Magnifique Ménage à Trois.
No, Harlan. French doesn't exist in this world, and if it did, it would be Elven.
Oh, no wonder they're hated.
Yeah.
See, that's how I always get into my mindset about like the French and not the French,
Damn.
the elves.
Damn flatbread eating surrender monkey.
See, here's the thing: it's either French or it's Norwegian,
Oh, fair.
because of course, it's either Norwegians or the Swedes. Yeah, because they are referred to as elves, but that's more referring to Santa's elves rather. The best kind of elves, the tall ones with pointy ears and an attitude like they're
baguettes.
better than everyone else. So yeah, I reckon we have baguettes.
Nice.
That or with the Swiss.
No,
Which is
people like the Swiss.
Yeah, it's true.
Okay, and some people like the elves, and we will happily take the gold of genocidal maniac. Hello, my mother is basically running the country.
Your mother's
Oh, but-
okay.
Right. We got an
They
Infernal.
will take it.
I
they'll take it
never left.
Neither did
Infernal?
I.
Infernal, you alive?
Okay, you must have gone for a
Yes,
quick
I'm
break.
here.
Oh, go ahead.
Yes, I'm here.
Alright, so, as you go looking around for a massage and somewhere to otherwise relax a bit, you do find somebody. You find what looks to be an older guy dwarf who's otherwise there. Seems to be some form of masseuse as he otherwise proceeds to work on massaging what looks to be a younger elf. As he kind of massages the person working on what looks to be palm massages and foot massages. Not a full body, but otherwise palm and foot massages are the 2 basic things that he seems to be good at, as He proceeds to work on the palms of this individual. As he works, he he continues the working. You watch, and the elf seems to be just sat there, otherwise relaxed. Before he goes, all right, that's all of that. Thank you for your time. Maybe see you again. Tell your friends and family. As the elf kind of thanks up. Thank you. Good luck with your, I guess your profession in this place. Hey, it's interesting, but I'll manage. Looks like we got another customer. Human. Not seen one of you around here before.
Hello, yes.
Take a seat.
I'll go take a seat.
What's your after? Hand massage, foot massage?
Oh, both, please.
Both? Alright, combined price, that'll be 35 gold.
That's fine. Do you know if there's
Premium
any
massage prices.
full body as well? Quite sore.
I personally don't do full body. Well, not in this public place anyway.
Don't worry.
I'm kind of traveling looking for work. I don't really have a place to set up, so hand and foot is the most I can do in public.
Well, you can always come back to our tavern.
You're not that.
I don't assume you know if there's any other places to do full body.
Not around here, no. From what I understand, they're fairly hard-working folk. But that's about it.
Hence why they need more masseuses and masseurs.
Yep.
Alright, I guess a foot and hand massage will do.
Alright. You hand over the 35 gold. As he takes your palm and begins the process, it feels very painful at first before you begin to relax. Kind of your arms, your shoulders relax, you lean back, and he proceeds to work on your palm and hands. There's a little bit around the wrist as well, working on relaxing the muscles there. It is very comforting and very soothing. And for the next half an hour or so, you otherwise have most of the aches and pains of your hands and feet just rubbed out.
Thank you.
Short while later, Rook shows up, wearing what looks to be a skull scarf and proudly carrying a goblet in his hand.
What the fuck?
I don't know what happened. I have a horn warmer now, and a cup, but...
Do your horns even get cold?
Not now. I mean, I couldn't tell you. I've never actually felt the cold on them, but... I mean, if it ever gets dire, I mean, we're due to go to some pretty cold places, so...
I guess we do need to go to your dragon thing.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. What is this place? What are you doing?
A massage.
Okay.
Yeah, after that thingy earlier, my muscles aren't really doing that well.
Oh, it's just growing pains.
Across the distance you hear,
Joke.
it's easy, just don't die.
Yeah.
Like, God damn it, the voice in my head of Sasha, it's back.
Oh no.
Oh no.
He looks up at you, Rook. I probably can only do a hand massage for you if you're wanting something.
Sure. Why not? I mean,
Alright.
loosen up my fingers.
That will be
Before.
15 gold then, please.
Okay, this is becoming expensive. But yes, sure, 15 gold. Right, negative 15. That takes me to 28. Cool, excellent. I will also take my gauntlets off.
Okay. You take the gauntlets off, your hands have otherwise gotten very sore, and taking them off, it's kind of a little bit of a relief as he proceeds to massage your hands and palm. Feel the process as the pains begin to leave. But the hardness of your hand makes it a little bit more difficult for him. It takes about 20 minutes or so before he finishes up and goes, alright, that's all of that. Hope you both enjoyed.
I did. It was a weird sensation, but thank you.
Tell your friends and family or anybody who might be interested. I'll see to any of them. Obviously not foot massages for you, but Do my
Yeah,
best.
fair dues. Okay, I'll make sure to tell all of my friends and family.
Oh no.
Call them right now, Rook.
Hi, honey. I'm home after a few years.
Yeah, right
Christ's
now,
sake.
just.
Hi, honey. I'm home after a few years of questing. Just to tell you, and this is literally on back row, there's a guy that does good hand massages.
Yes,
Bye!
but he can't do our feet. Speak to you again soon when I'm back in Barrenlor.
Like,
Yeah, the
Gryffindor,
kids-
tell her just that. You don't even talk. No, in fact,
Don't-
you do talk to your kids. You give them the same sales pitch and walk out again.
Yeah, literally the entire clan. I stand in the middle of the picture like, everyone, there's a place that does good hand massages. That's all. Bye. Like, yeah, that's one I wouldn't
Goes
be
in a
coming back
news
from.
station.
Alright, as you continue looking around, exploring, you see there are various bits and pieces here and there, kind of tokens, knickknacks, and so on, but nothing else that otherwise catches your attention as you proceed to make your way back towards the inn at the end of the day, or nearing the end of the day.
Fair dues.
Elsyan and Queglod, on the other hand.
Uh-oh.
Quelzian and Egglod.
Elsyan and Queglod, yes.
Not how any of that works, but carry on.
Exian and Queglin.
Just getting worse.
As you're exploring around, looking around for various things, you see a rather large abundance of various shopkeepers selling bits and pieces here and there, some selling paper and ink, others selling rope, general adventuring gear. And as you're kind of walking along, Elsyan, your very high passive perception and investigation, you kind of stand there for a moment. You feel uneasy as you look around. Then there's a moment. What is going on? As
Someone's having a laugh.
yeah,
What
as
the fuck?
as you're standing there looking around, you kind of your eye catches something just out of the corner of your eye, and as you turn and look, compared to the rest of these, which are basic stools with either wooden tops or with a fabric top, you see a blue tent with a gold rim running around the base of it.
Fuck. Is it who I think it is?
I am confusion. I'm
Go
If some-
inside the tent.
I am.
Yeah, do I recognise this tent from?
You've been there before, haven't you?
If it's who I'm thinking of, then
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
You recognise this tent as the Soothsayer's tent.
Fuck it.
all right.
That's what your high roll got you.
Suck,
Fuck you,
motherfucker.
Rook.
As the two of you wander in, pulling back the curtain, you see that there are two empty chairs in front of you. Table is set. You see the otherwise very pale individual sat there, bandages covering her eyes and her head and her arms, as she sits there with a deck of cards sat just in front of her, two hands that otherwise are closed together in front of her. As you enter, her head kind of lifts slightly and she gestures to the seats in front of her.
Okay.
Sit
I'll
down.
take a seat. Yeah.
As the two of you sit down, she gestures to the cards and places her palm out to show in front of her. You remember the price, Queglod? 5 gold pieces for a reading.
Okay. I will hand over 5 gold pieces.
Elsyan?
Oh, I'll hand over 5 gold pieces. So I'll take the pinkle out of my. I'll hand over 5 gold pieces.
Okay. I would like everybody other than Elsyan and Queglod to head to waiting and looking for games, because this is something a little bit more sensitive.
Yeah.
With Harlan
I
just
swear
in
to God, if
case.
she just says to us, "Your parents are arseholes that need to die," we already knew that.
Yeah.
Fair.
So,
I mean, in fairness, if you give us any advice on how to deal with them, that would be extremely
I
convenient.
think that would be a good choice. Yeah.
hmm.
I mean, just Kill her while she's giving birth.
It's probably not going
she's
to work
in
with my parents.
As-
Unless.
You got a little brother on the way?
As the two of you sit there at the table, you look across and you can see the coins as she pulls them to her side, and the deck, as she pulls her palms from either side of it, it begins to shuffle. The cards pull themselves out. The colours, an entire array in front of you, words blowing past, pictures the same. And as she brings her palms together, the deck does too, with the exception of a number of cards placed in front of you. In front of you, Elsyan, you see 5 cards placed out in front of you. They're all face down at the moment.
Should I turn them over? I don't think I've done this before.
As you ask her, you watch as she gestures with her right hand towards the first one. You watch as it flips, and you see you see an image on the front of it. You see what looks to be a bleached white skull with gleaming red ruby eyes, and at the bottom it reading the skull. You watch as the card turns to ash in front of you. As she gestures to the second one, it flips, and you see a red heart pendant in the middle, gleaming with light shimmering off of it, the beautiful silver and platinum chain reaching up off the card, and you see the word "the heart" below it. It crumbles to dust. As the next one is flipped, you see a beautiful and very recognizable black crystal orb with a single shard of red glass in the center of it. You see the light refract, and you watch as the orb cracks and shatters as the card crumbles in front of you. She gestures to the last two. You watch as the first one turns. You see an eye, a perfect and singular round eye, yellow with a black split through the middle of it, showing a rather sinister predatorial eye. And you watch as it grows smaller and more begin to form. Thousands in the background as they slowly begin to pull away, but that one large one remaining the same size throughout. As it stops, and a toothy grin appears, merging from all of the eyes together before the card remains in place. And the last one, you see a syringe, a doctor's syringe. You watch as the inside of the glass, red, and of the inside of the syringe itself is a red liquid, flowing and shifting, faces forming, weeping and pulling away. You watch as the crystal begins to form in the center. And you watch as it pulls away. The syringe is otherwise attached to a robed figure who stands there, straightens himself up before you watch as his form shifts, the syringe into a hand, and you watch as his form changes into someone entirely different, someone you don't recognize. In that moment, you realize what the cards mean. And out of character, I hope you do as well.
No, I don't. My face fried. It's been a long day already. Symbolism don't work on Sam.
It's the 5 shards.
Oh, yeah, okay, fine. I know about them already.
Yes, you do. As you look and you watch the 3 cards that return to dust, you watch as she pulls the dust forward and it scatters across the other 2 as they merge. And it shows the symbol of an open book. And you see written at the bottom of the card, the book.
Motherfucker.
But you watch as she pulls the card away and diverts her attention to you, Queglod. As she pulls the deck once again, the 4 cards scatter in front of you. 4 of them. No, not 5 like Elsyan, but 4. And on the back of each of them, the card design shows that of a dark serpent. You reach forward and touch the first one. As it flips, you see maddening emotions screaming and fading away, pulling away, tearing from one another. And you see the central face wrapped in a dark smog wrapped around it. As you touch the second one, you watch as it flips, and you see a series of marionettes strung up with iron chains, just slowly teetering from side to side. You see the faces are adorned with white masks, ones that look very familiar to a creature you previously fought. As the fourth one is turned over, you see a form curled up, dark mass, otherwise curled up, naked from what you can tell, in a prison of stone with sand falling down on either side. A very slight sunbeam breaks through momentarily before it fades once again. And the fourth one, you see a battlefield. Thousands of corpses pierced through with blades and other weaponry. And you see atop it a serpent-like form, its arms outstretched, roaring to the sky. As you watch, the final two each of the cards begins to shift. The first one clarifies, the dark serpent solidifies into that of a form surrounding a person. The person is dark, the person is changed. They are a silhouette to what you previously saw, the maddening nature of them shifting, and a golden throne beneath. The marionettes begin to play, moving in various manners before you watch as one of them is struck through the heart. It stumbles down onto its knees before you watch as the other one reaches down and lifts it up. Before you watch as its arm falls from it and the strings break, the form collapsing to the ground. The third one, you watch as the form sees a light beam as it otherwise strikes across the form. They shift and shimmer and they are gone. The card is left empty, a cell, with sand filtering through and a darkness to surround it. And on the last one you see each of the bodies sprouts a tree. A branch at first, a sprig as it grows upwards and outwards, forming into these beautiful trees, which then fall dark and, strangely enough, cold, as they begin to slowly soak with layers of frost, crying almost, tears forming on the edge of the leaves before they drip down, the form standing there, screaming to the skies, remaining stationary and locked. As you see this, the two of you watching, you watch as the four cards merge once again to a card in front of you, and the one in front of Elsyan turns. As the one in front of Elsyan turns, the two of you look over and you see a single card. You see the Maiden. You see a tall elven figure, standing there, her arm outstretched in a noble position, and you watch as from her cloak forms a smaller form, that of a halfling, standing there with what looks to be a magical symbol placed upon the palm of their hand, staring into it intently. The card is flipped, turned on its head from the two of you, as you see the woman standing there once again, her hand outstretched, and the halfling woman holding it as they shake hands.
Oh, that don't seem good.
As this happens, the card pulls away from you, flipping and sliding into the deck, before she places her palm on top of the deck. There's silence for a moment. You watch as a series of cards begin to float outwards and stop. You see the following cards flip over in front of you. The Knight, the Lost, the Journey, and the Jester.
Which knight is that? Sorry.
The Knight is in the a suit of armor knight.
Cool.
Knight with a K.
Okay. So what? It was the knight.
It was the knight, the lost, the journey, and the jester.
The journey of the jester. Knight, lost, the journey of the jester.
In that order?
Yes, in that order.
Okay, I suppose I will reach
Yes.
out to the
You
first
should
one.
place some trouble in Terrace Town.
As you reach out for the first one, you watch as the night shifts, and a name shoots into your mind. Chronicle Loy.
I'll reach out for the lost.
As you reach out for the lost, your mind shoots through its own, and you see various walls and blockades. Memories. That's the word that comes up for you when you touch that card.
Okay, right, so we have... You're next.
Okay.
You cut out there.
Hello?
Simon.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
cut out there.
Is that better now?
Yep.
Okay, I'll reach out to the third card.
As you reach out and you touch the journey and it disappears, you recall traveling. Several months, but you don't know why. Traveling from the city of Golodon where you, Behold, and Sasha met. Traveling westward with Chronicle, but you don't know why. Traveling through the frigid woodlands, you met nobody, nothing happened. No creatures, no encounters, no nothing. You travelled for months. And then you came to Kalinka, where you met Elsyan, like an old friend.
Stop.
But you don't remember why.
Well, I suppose I'll the last one, the Jester. It's just Sasha. No.
As you touch the Jester card, the word Chronicle Loy appears in your head appears in your head this time. But there's something else. You remember he restored your memories. Now you're not so sure.
Motherfucker. Well then. Is that everything? I say to the Elsyan says to you, sir.
As she looks down at the deck, you watch as the cards slide back in, and you watch as she lets go of them. And they do nothing more. She bows her head. Thank you. And you hear the curtains open from behind you.
Thank you.
A most enlightening reading, I think. And I will get up and walk out.
As for Elsyan, giving a polite bow.
Okay. One of you would like to go and get the rest of the squads?
I'll go.
Okay, cool. I'm going to leave and rejoin quickly. Since
That's fine.
I seem to be having some...
They should be coming back.
Yep. Well, hopefully so. Otherwise, this might be a very short session with only two of you.
Right. Carry on anyway. Right.
No, then.
So, as the two of you leave the tent, you're otherwise receiving your readings, you wander out into the street, venturing through various trinkets and knickknacks, contemplating the visions you'd otherwise seen, before you return once again to the tavern. Now reconvened at the tavern, the rest of you are aware of what time it is. It's 6 p.m.
Oh god.
and you are
I
ready
need to keep
for
this in my
drink.
memory, Chris. I can't drink and keep stuff in my brain.
Sacrifices must be made for the victory, Elsyan.
Okay, it's either I remember what I learned, or I got into the drinking contest, and I know which I'm going to do. And it's not the responsible one. Elsyan's intelligent, not smart. There's a difference.
So, each of you reconvening back at the tavern, you take your seats as you otherwise head over. It is jam-packed full of people here. You see everyone otherwise is sat round enjoying drinks and speaking to one another as one such individual, as you recognise her, the tavern owner, as she stands on top of the countertop and goes, "All right, you lot. Same as we do every year and every festival we ever had. Drinking competition will be starting now. Anybody who wishes to participate, it is half a gold entry, so 5 silver for those who can afford it. If you can't afford it and somebody else can pay for you, go ahead. And hope and may your guts be with you." She jumps down, and you watch as a few individuals begin going around with coin purses.
That's Vulcan. That guy will not help me with this. Just realised that I did not have my character sheet up. Not because the Strahd one. Here we go.
So,
well, let's go forget everything you learned from the soothsayer. Go join in, Queglod.
May as well.
I'm in.
Sasha.
Oh, you know I'm in.
Shit.
oh, we've got no Sudz, so I'm just going to drag him back into this channel. He's muted and deafened, so
Oh. How dare he.
You know I'm always ready to drink.
Maybe you'll throw up this time, Sasha, like you did last time.
And maybe you won't cheat this time.
You have no evidence.
That doesn't mean it's not true.
In the eyes of the law, it does.
Oh, we both know the law can be right fucking idiots.
Oh, of course. They get in the way of me committing crimes. How dare they? I'm kidding.
They let your
I'm
mother
kidding.
basically run the fucking Elven Kingdoms.
Okay.
So
Okay, as much as I hate her, I must respect how she plays the game of staying just within the legal boundaries.
Nice.
Okay.
Hey, Infernal. I find it really hard to play chess while doing this.
wow.
You motherfuckers are playing chess.
Yeah,
I
we're
mean, what
playing
else
chess.
are we supposed to do while we wait for you guys?
Yeah, fair.
Fair enough.
Alright, I concede you can have the thing. I can't do this at the same time.
Click the flag on the right.
I left.
Alright, as you're sat around, the person comes over and asks for the 5 silver from each of you.
Yep.
Yep.
Alright. You each pay your own as you join the competition. You hear, "Alright, everybody's in. We've got quite a few competitors this year. Good. Along with some new faces and some old familiar ones. So, we'll begin. Rules as always. No spills, no magic, and no regurgitation. Don't want anybody half-assing this.
Can I use my new cup?
No.
Okay. Aw.
Go on, let him use this new carpet. Can only be a hindrance. Look at it.
You were just like, debates it and goes, "No, usual stuff. Same as always. You get your ale brought to you, you finish it, you carry on. The one with the most ales at the end of the night wins. Alright, go!"
Drink.
All right.
Drink.
I would like everybody to go ahead and roll me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Okay.
If you have any preps you wish to make before this, go ahead.
Already done.
Oh, I still have -3.
Please.
You still have your -3, yep. Oh, yep, rolling for
Games
you,
as well, or
Sasha.
just checks?
Oh
Uh,
no!
Sasha, you have advantage
11.
because of the first round. You have advantage. Oh, I know. First round, everybody has advantage. Sorry.
Did I?
Yes. First round, everybody has advantage. Second round, just
Oh.
Sasha, and then from there on, one more.
That didn't help.
Mine's still a 24.
Still
Do I have
not.
-3?
For
Oh.
Sasha, that is a 9 with your con. So,
What's 5?
15 or higher?
Is it
Yeah.
-3 to saves as well?
I got
-3 to
24.
yours to saves as well, yeah.
That is 23.
Okay. Elsyan, I believe you're the only one with a real low score.
Okay, it's 11. It's not like it's low. It's just above average.
Okay, I'm going to roll for Malcom real quick. Yeah, he's fine. 11?
Malcolm's not doing the drinking competition.
Oh, is he not?
No.
Ah,
He
okay.
said countless times to me today he didn't want to be in the drinking competition.
In case he's not in it. Just watching. 11 is enough to pass, as the DC is 10 for the first round. You can drink your first ale without a worry.
That hits harder than I thought.
As you each drink it down, you enjoy your first round. You raise your flagons into the air as new drinks are being brought round. You proceed to chug. Go ahead. Next drink. Go ahead and roll me a Constitution saving throw. Sasha, you retain your advantage due to your dwarf heritage.
It's
Just for this
24 again.
No. Hey, that's what I wanted. Yeah, that's a
There's no
25.
Queglod?
It's a 9 total.
9 total.
No Queggles.
As you sit
What
down,
did we roll, Chris?
Hmm?
What did we roll?
you rolled a
you rolled-
16.
Okay, +5.
Yeah, fine.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Elton did better.
As you're all drinking through and getting through this,
Take my
Queglod,
weapons off,
you
yeah.
sit there and you proceed to drink. The cup's about the size of your head, and trying to drink through this is very difficult as somebody realizes that they have made a mistake, but you live up to it, you drink through, and you watch as Queglod falls onto the deck in front of her.
Hey!
With a half-empty flagon in front of her.
I hope that we as a group will put up all our hands up and just go, way!
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed.
There are a few
Also,
oth-
I'd like it known that she basically drank the equivalent of like 5 drinks there.
I mean, to be
Yeah.
fair, she is...
That's what we call a trooper.
Did she complain once? No.
All right,
This is why we love you, Queglod.
second round. Everybody go ahead and roll me Constitution saving throws again.
What a
DC
terrible
is
mistake.
increasing. Sasha, you do not have advantage, but you have 18. It's your total, so plus
23.
5, it's 23.
Mine's 24.
Mine is 17. Took me a moment.
So, what was yours, Rook? I believe you got the lowest.
24.
Okay, yeah. Everybody.
I've
yeah.
still got a hike on.
Yeah, that's true. All right, everybody is fine. As you drink down your third ones, you otherwise sit there. Some of you belch, others of you retain your composure as you go in for the second round. Go ahead and roll for me,
I'm
please.
technically elven royal.
All right, fourth round. Sasha, that's an 11 plus 5. You're good.
7 plus that's 18.
Oh. Okay, good. We're good. 21.
Lucky!
Lucky on the natural one. All right.
Lucky fuck.
Lucky!
It's just gonna get wrecked.
Okay, next level, I'm gonna get lucky. Jesus Christ.
I know, right?
It's a good one. Okay. Who got the lowest there?
I've
got
got 18.
Sasha got 16.
100.
Yeah.
What are we rolling?
This is
Drinking
a
competition.
drinking competition.
Ah, okay.
As you all drink down, none of you spill, none of you otherwise feeling ill. Bern, there's a moment where you kind of drink down and you feel Blood otherwise kick as you realise that he may or may not have started working on your liver. Wrong time to do it, but he's started working on it and he will soon replace it. So, usual stuff.
You have Blood take over.
Wait. He doesn't have a fucking liver.
Drink as much as I want!
Yeah, technically, he's not alive. How does he get? He has no blood flow. How does he get drunk? He's cheating.
Just supposed to have a -3.
None of you know this. All right, round 5. Sasha, that's a 15 plus 5. You got 20. You're fine.
My headset's
Yes.
falling off. Oh no!
All right,
I can't keep this up.
Next round,
Give me a
round
second.
5.
Give me a second.
That's fine. Yep.
Who knew?
Does Indomitable technically count for this?
I'm gonna say
Saving
no.
throw.
I'm gonna say no because you need to know that you failed.
Fair dues.
Wait, does it say you need to know for a failure, or does it just say you re-roll it?
It just says reroll saving throw.
Okay, in which case you can use it if you wish.
Motherfuckers.
got it. Why not?
Okay, so
19.
There you go. That's 19.
19. Sasha got 20. Bern?
That's lucky. 19.
19. Okay, you're okay. As you all drink through your 5th drink, you're feeling a little bit burpy, and you're getting there, but
Please tell me that other people are dropping around the bar.
other people are dropping around the bar. They're dropping not fairly quickly, but they are dropping. Some people are getting insanely drunk. Others are burping, belching, spilling, and the like. And a few of them are otherwise leaning back. Most of the dwarves are keeping, and quite a lot of the elves are as well. You look across, you can see that the from the mountain crushers, you can see that Jesse has passed out. You can see that Mungus is otherwise there, sharing bits and pieces. He seems to be okay. You see a few drunk beetles otherwise swaying around on the surface of the table, though, so he may or may not be passing it off to them. You see the female elf otherwise drinking. She's okay. You see Lebanon as he's there just chugging them down, just slamming them onto the table. As you look over and see him, he goes, "Hey!" over to your table. And you see
"Yay, back!"
And you see Trends as she's sat there drinking. She's not looking too great. All right.
Contests. Two
all
can
right.
play at this game.
Next up, go ahead and roll your next con check.
Okay,
Contests.
Chris, would they notice if I did psychic transfusion?
What are the components?
Actually, that's a good point. I keep forgetting to put in like what the physical components are.
Sasha, you rolled a 14 plus 5, 19.
Let me do my roll see if I need it first.
You're still good, yeah.
There we go. That is a 19. Let me double check this because that should be fine. 19, right?
Should be, yeah.
I don't like the way he said "should be." We know that's DM speak for no, it's not fine. But you're right. It should be fine. It's not going to be because I hate you. I know that speak. I've done that speak. Maybe I'm the bad guy.
The only time Elsyan
It's a snap.
He might
It's a
be the
snap. Oh no! Wait a minute. This is a celebration of getting through a drink.
Are you going to?
No, I don't need to. It's only if I feel like coming back up I'm going to.
Bern and Rook?
20.
Okay. Everyone at the table is fine, making it past round 6. As the DC is getting fairly high now, you will proceed to down your next drink.
We have more bad memories to drink away this time, Chris.
Okay.
22.
We all have our magical beam in us. We can drink through anything.
I have one last
Oh
Hail
no,
Mary should
Chris,
I fail.
I'm going to be snapping my fingers.
Okay, what were you going to say, Sasha?
Come on.
I have one last Hail Mary should I fail, so how badly am I doing?
You got an 11 plus 5, which is 16.
Is that enough?
I need to know from what Elsyan's point of view is first.
Okay, right. I've just rolled a 4. That gets me up to a 12. With my plus 8. Is that okay, or
maybe?
Probably not.
How do I feel?
Could be better.
Is it coming back?
There's a moment of bubbliness when you're like, oh no. Then you look at Bern as he lets up a bit across the table. Given his recent resurrection, there's a little bit of blood in there as well. Not blood, just blood.
Blood.
It comes blinking
That's the rest of the
back.
party just goes.
As it then
shit, no one else can see that.
Just enters back
Oh,
into
God.
his throat. A few people across the other table who otherwise saw it otherwise throw up also as something weird just happened across the way.
To them, he threw up, then stuck his sick back in.
Effectively, yeah. Rook, what did you get?
22.
You're otherwise okay. Elsyan, what would you like to do?
Oh, fuck it. Doing it. I'm doing it for fuck it. 7 psi points. Why go small here?
Taking you up to?
Okay, that's actually still only taking me up to 19.
Okay. You feel it coming up, and as you watch as a bunch of other people around the room either throw up, pass out, or otherwise concede, you feel it coming up through your throat. You watch as Bern throws up and then he sucks it back down as you just kind of snap your fingers, raise your tankard. Go ahead and roll me a performance check.
Oh boy! Oh no! Don't do Elsyan dirty like this, Chris.
Yes, do Elsyan dirty like this.
Come on, now's a stupid time for a nat 20, is that it? Oh come on! That, Chris, is a 4.
You snap your fingers and raise your as you raise your tankard. Some people may notice that you are drunk, or you may be casting magic, if there wasn't a random display from Bern not too long ago, as they see otherwise strange manners. You hold it in, passing the DC of 19 with a 19, and proceeding to hold it as best you can. The snap doesn't go unnoticed. Nobody seems to call it out, as it's not typical magic way.
I am literally praying to a Turan at this point.
Oh my god.
And I do mean literally.
D100 check.
Some of us, Sasha, don't have to.
59. As you pray to a Turan, you take the chug, and you hear the words, "You have more honor than that," as
I really don't, Turan!
As you swill it back and you attempt to drink, you try to speak that out as you tip backwards in your chair and fall onto the ground, otherwise unconscious.
Yes!
Elsyan and Rook.
I still say dwarves should have be better at this.
Constitution saving throw, please. You get
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go out now.
Just Chris.
Out drunk Sasha.
Chris.
No, I'm out.
Just checking. This does count as we have out drunk Sasha, right?
Yes.
Okay, no
you
more cheating on Elsyan.
Okay.
I did not cheat. I used my natural ability. You tried to pray to your gods.
Hey, that's not magic. That's just religion.
Oh god, that's an 18. I fail bad.
I got 17, so it's all good.
I beat Rook.
Quick thing before I go unconscious, Chris, can you roll for whether I notice Elsyan cheating?
Oh please, you know Elsyan, you know I cheated with that. I need to roll for that.
I'm going to take this as a straight D20 versus his total performance, given that you fell unconscious partway through. That is a 3 versus his 3. Or 4, I think.
Yeah.
Yes,
4. He performs well enough, and the burn distracts you enough that you otherwise are a bit
Let's face it, if it wasn't for Bern, everyone would be like, fuck did you just do? Get the fuck out of this tavern. You're not allowed to drink in this town again. That's what would happen.
So, as the two of you finish up, the two of you otherwise drink, very drunk at this point, swaying and kind of slowing to one side. Bits spill out of your mouth. You don't regurgitate by any means, but you join the rest of the table when otherwise either being unconscious or otherwise unwell. As you see, from across the way, you watch as the tankard is slammed down, you watch as the foot is placed on a table, as Trends, the white dragonborn, yes! raises a tankard and falls off from the table. As she failed the DC, but got a 19 total.
Success! Oh.
Elsyan, we beat Sasha!
Oh, dear, different change.
And then Elsyan does what I like to call the Irish pinwheel. It's where both ends,
throwing up.
and then you spin, and then it's...
Oh god.
I am a Catherine wheel of...
As you otherwise feel unwell, Malcom being the only sober one, you proceed to drag them upstairs as best you can, one by one.
Oh no! I'm going to sit at
say-
the bottom of the stairs.
I want you to paint this picture. How does he try and drag us up?
Yes.
Rook is otherwise maybe a large creature, but it's otherwise possible given that you're still conscious.
Oh, bugger.
Going by each of... You polymorph Rook, and you turn him into what?
A little insect.
You turn him into a tiny
A
beetle
little
as you...
spider. No,
as-
a little spider.
Oh no!
As you,
What
pick,
has he done?
as you pick him up and take him to his room, as you unpolymorph him, Rook is fast asleep laying on his bed, as you head downstairs and gather up the rest of the
I want to stay at the bottom of the stairs. I like the bottom of the stairs. No, don't, no.
Each of you are carried up to your rooms by Malcom. Malcom, you being the last one, you head back downstairs. You see plenty of people otherwise leaving. A lot of people have come in to otherwise help those who are drunk get home. And you see that there's a handful at the very least who are being left on the tables to sleep, as they are slowly being cleaned up, and the innkeep otherwise counts her gold that she's otherwise earned this night.
Do these two fuckers get anything for getting that far, or...?
Getting that far, your name will go on the leaderboard, and you will receive a free breakfast.
Yes!
Breakfast!
You'll need it. See, here's the thing. Elsyan's coming in the morning, going to come to Queglod and just be like, what, we spoke to a woman yesterday. What happened? I can't remember shit.
Now, Elsyan, I would like to point out, it's at this moment, as you're in your fever dream of sleep, you remember you could have done it again.
Huh?
To increase your saving throw value.
No. I know I could have done.
Oh, you were
I beat Sasha.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
not going to... Yeah.
Fair enough.
I'm going to cheat to beat Sasha, not to win the game. Elsyan's a bastard.
I mean, you got second, Rook got third, and Tren's got first, so it's not too bad.
Does that mean I got fourth?
No, because it's out of the entire tavern. There were plenty of others until that point.
Bastards.
Yeah.
You're basic.
Yeah, round 6 is when everybody who hasn't got a very high con or other cheatsy methods is otherwise drops out.
Okay, cheatsy methods, I resemble that
DC
comment.
becomes 19 and the next one's 21, so yeah. Alright, as you proceed to rest, you sleep, you rest, you gather the various things that you, Elsyan and Queglod, you saw through your visions, otherwise repay you a visit in the night, but you remember little to them as you otherwise are drunk and completely smashed out. Malcom, you rest, you sleep, your companions do as well. As you all wake next morning, you gather up your things, prepare your spells for the day, as you each make your way downstairs.
Oh, my head. I'm sorry if I accidentally psychic blast anybody. I should not drink this much.
As you're going about, looking through, going through your things, you head downstairs, you travel down and you receive your breakfasts, as you receive a very warm and hearty bacon and eggs. It's past 8 o'clock at this point, later than you otherwise might have hoped, given how early you went to sleep. But seeing as you were completely out, you overslept. But it was a good rest, but you have spinning headaches. With the exception of Queglod, who otherwise just feels mildly sick.
Because Queglod got rid of it all. Elsyan did not. That stayed in his system.
I'll be fine after breakfast.
As will Elsyan. And can I just say that Elsyan doesn't let you forget that shit? Just because it'll be complicated.
That's fine.
I have got a question. How the hell did I get up into bed?
I remember a spider.
Spider?
I got blurs of spiders. Malcom, you were sober, right?
I put you in bed, Rook.
How did you get Rook up the stair? Wait a minute.
Polymorph? Duh.
No.
Wait a minute.
Hang on. What did you
didn't.
polymorph me into?
I just polymorphed you.
Into what?
Up the ball, so I can carry it.
Something
Okay.
small.
Like a cute duck or something like that.
Yeah, like a chicken.
Chicken? Why a chicken? Thank you for getting me to bed anyway. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
We've got 2 more days of
Early
this,
to
Malcolm.
bed, early to rise. Get me some bacon, get me some fries.
I'm 100% enjoying it. In fact, I'm going to buy a second bacon sausage.
Okay, right.
Bacon egg sandwich.
Okay.
I'll be honest, I feel sick at the smell of anything right now.
Then eat this. It has no smell, and I hand
No.
my beans of nourishment.
Okay.
Shove it down his throat.
Don't shut. No, don't. No.
No.
Tank of
Guys,
water.
I'll be
Eat your
honest.
bead.
I'll be honest. I don't want to eat the bead, Sasha.
Eat the bead.
I'll be honest. I'm still drunk.
Okay. This
I
might
drank
help.
a lot, and Sasha, I just want to say, ha! I beat you.
You
Middle
probably
finger.
cheated.
I
I
don't know.
didn't.
I, for once, didn't cheat. Elsyan truly believes this, by the way.
I'm
Roll me a
still gonna
reverse
make an
deception
insight
check.
On yourself.
Okay, deception. Should I just roll both dice and roll a deception and an insight at the same time?
Go ahead. Top one is deception, bottom one's insight. Sasha, your insight is a 4.
That's
Oh, no.
fine, I get a plus
I
10.
say it. I know something happens.
You know something
Fuck,
happened.
my insight's a +8. I know exactly what I did.
Yeah, I've got
And
a plus,
when I did
I've got a plus 10 to my insight. So
So it's
what's
a
his?
14. What's your deception with the?
It's a -1, Chris. Wait, no, it's a +4.
It's a +4, so
19.
that's 19.
Yeah.
You believe that he didn't cheat, Sasha.
Well, I guess that means well done.
Say, I gotta say, I am hanging like a motherfucker and somehow still drunk. It's the worst of both worlds.
So he's pre-drunk for the next. Well, for the arena. Oh yeah.
Perfect. Disadvantage on attack rolls.
Where is the cold floor to lie down? And what do you mean? Attack rolls. I
Don't
don't
make
do them. Shut up, Farnsworth. Farnsworth, you're back.
He's not there.
I.
It's just your drunk
you're
side.
drunk.
You're just
dreaming.
hallucinating your hallucination.
Elsyan's face goes pale. Somehow, this is my mother's fault. Shit. Hey, Queglod. We saw the Sorcerer yesterday, right? I remember that, right? Right?
Yeah, I think I took some notes down ahead of
Yeah.
last night. I'm not sure.
Well, there's a book we're supposed to be looking for, right? One of the things.
Something to do with your
Shards.
shards, if
Yeah.
I remember correctly.
What was it? One of the dawn muscle things? A book?
Oh, yes, it was.
Yes,
Tome of the Third Mind.
Yeah. Oh god, that sounds like a psionic bullshit piece of. But yes. Shards may at least give me knowledge of where that is, or nothing at all.
Well, we
So-
established that we know where to go to find one of the two,
We did.
and that would then allow us to track the last one, which may be a good idea anyway.
And was there also one card effectively confirming that our mothers have an alliance?
I
That's-
believe so. Yes, that's going to be a problem.
That's not going to be
Ugh,
great.
Fuck.
It's like
I
the
complain
world's
about my
worst
mother.
crossover.
This is the most ambitious crossover ever.
If it's any consolation, I can't imagine their alliance is particularly stable.
True. But I think my mother's gaining friends. And your mother's trying to take advantage of that weakened state. They probably don't know who they're dealing with either. Because they're morons.
Most likely. Well,
No,
regardless,
it's-
we'll have to assume that that situation is going to be a problem.
Oh, it will be a problem. They're always a problem, aren't they? They just leave us alone.
Well,
Well, you know, mothers.
Unfortunately. Hey, Sasha, your
Yeah, I
mother
don't
isn't
actually, because mine died.
your mother isn't a megalomaniac. Is she wasn't a megalomaniac, was she? This isn't just a normal
No,
mother.
she was
thing.
very normal and lovely, and not, but now she's dead.
Yeah, so they're either megalomaniacs or Look, what about your mother?
She's a really nice woman.
She's
Caring,
still alive?
compassionate. Yeah, she's still alive.
That's
As we've
good.
bound to be
established,
one.
Rook is the only one with anything approaching a normal life here.
Why did you go adventuring again? Who lives a
I-
normal life for this shit?
I don't have an option in all fair. Well, I guess I kind of did. I could have let my dad go, but no. The axe. Blame the axe. You.
Hashtag blame the axe. What the fuck's a hashtag?
Oh, isn't there the thing that are on the cows' ears?
No, it's the hash browns that are currently in front of it.
Oh.
Food.
Elsyan's just resting his head and just hears the clink of plates on the table. Hash brown. Oh, fuck off, they're mine.
Fuck you. I'm eating your hash browns. They're mine now.
You gobble down your breakfasts.
Ugh.
You have a day ahead of you. Is there anything you wish to do before you leave?
Lie on a cold floor to make the ache go away.
Okay.
No, obviously not.
No. No.
Not
I'm
really.
just gonna get ready
you know
for the
what,
arena.
My dwarven constitution is probably doing okay. I'm going to see I think I'm gonna go revisit that petting zoo.
Okay.
Oh, that sounds mediocre. Oh, yes. Sudz says in town. If you've got any weirdness you want to ask, let's see, I'd learn.
Might be a good
Oh
idea.
shit! Actually, I would love that. I have so
Hey.
much shit
Okay.
that I need help with.
Oh, and Queglod, there's something. If I could talk to you later, that would be just excellent.
Yes, very well.
Something about those last 4 cards.
All right then. Let's sort that out before the arena.
Mm.
You're asking this now? Wisdom.
Yeah.
Wisdom.
Cool. I'm 100% doing it.
On?
What?
On who? Elsyan,
Oh,
roll me a
that's
wisdom saving throw, please. With disadvantage because you're drunk and you don't know it's coming.
The fuck are you doing to me? That's a 9.
Okay.
That's obviously a fail.
As you have your face down on the table, you say this to Queglod, and as you go to look at your hash browns, your vision becomes blurry, and the rest of you watch as Elsyan begins to uncontrollably start crying.
What's going on?
Hey there, Elsyan. It's okay. It's only food.
What's happening to me? Who's doing this?
Oh,
I'm not
hold your
sad.
drink.
I can hold my drink fine. Just
You don't seem
shut
to
up.
be holding together.
I drank better than you yesterday.
Yeah, but look at us now. You're crying on the table. No, the
Fuck
cold
you.
floor.
You're a
Sorry.
Minotaur. You're a Minotaur. You're bigger than me. I'm a twig compared to you. What have you done? You've done something to me.
I
The
have
tears
no
of
idea
sadness
what you're
change to
talking
tears
about.
of rage as the effect,
What did
as the
you
effect wears off.
do? What did you do?
The drunken
I-
sailor.
Sasha is
I've-
going to stand up next to Rook. Yes. What did you do? And
I
how
may-
can I learn to do it?
I may have come across a wand of
Oh.
crying.
You what?
A wand of crying. May have come across it. Very useful.
Okay. A question. Why did
yes.
you need to do it on me? I'm dehydrated enough. I don't need
one moment.
tears.
I'm going to grab a vial and I'm just going to quickly grab one of Elsyan's tears.
Tears of the Elsyan.
Tears of the elven asshole.
Oh. It's
Hey.
just being a big baby.
Sasha,
Hmm?
fuck you.
Oh, don't worry. I'll use it to make
Okay,
a nice.
I would
fancy
like to use delusion to make Sasha perceive a massive explosion behind her head, please.
What saving throw is it?
It is. Right, 1 second.
I'm going to assume it's an insight to work out that it's fake.
It's instantaneous, so it's either wisdom or intelligence.
Neither. It doesn't say.
I
It
guess
just doesn't
it's just a
say.
I guess it just happens, but I've got to sort of make a wisdom save to work out whether it's real or not.
I mean, planting a false belief in the mind of one creature see with range, you create a sound or only they can perceive. If the delusion is a sound, you can make it range from a whisper to a scream or a roar. What you create must be a mimicry of something you have heard before, a spoken voice, a dragon's roar, the sound of a rushing river, or sounds similar to that. You may choose the point at which the sound will originate from, and If the delusion is an image, it doesn't specify a save at all.
Okay, so it would just be in reaction to this.
Yes.
So you watch as Elsyan snaps his fingers, and you hear an explosion behind you, Sasha.
This has happened before. He's done this before.
I'm just gonna keep doing it constantly.
I'm just gonna keep staring at him.
One of us is gonna get tinnitus. It's gonna be you. Or I'm gonna get arthritis on my middle finger. This actually hurts to keep going. This is why I've got two hands.
Click, 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 click.
Right? Okay, I'm gonna change my noise. Okay. First, I'm gonna change the noise to the repeated flicking of cards.
Oh, that's actually very soothing. Thank you.
Very well.
The mosquito's wings that we
Oh, good idea.
Sorry, I'm not helping.
Chasme noises.
I'm just going to slowly walk towards Elsyan, and I'm going to rear back my fist and aim it at a certain part of Elsyan's anatomy.
Oh no.
Psychic transfusion AC on that part alone. 7 side points.
Oh jeez.
You realize we have a fight later today, right?
This is worth it. I like being able to walk and not having to go day with my hand doing cold on my crotch.
Well,
This has been coming for a while. Let them just go at it.
Yeah, I'm going to. Besides, they're on the opposite team. We'll have an advantage.
oh, that's right.
shit.
We're supposed to work together. Fuck. All right,
Yes.
get over here.
Oh dear.
These are not on my team.
For those of you who have seen this, you'll know exactly what happens next. As the delusions go off behind. Sasha sits there staring.
Just the delusions of Chasme are meant to have been suddenly flashing in her mind. Sasha now has
To be fair, the
PTSD.
towers made there weren't actually a problem. It was the ones in the fucking find the Prince of Blood.
Prince of Blood. Chris, can I make
I
Prince
yeah,
of
it's
Blood?
just a
that is
coincidence that-
absolutely like a PTSD hamster.
Yeah, Chris, can I make Prince of Blood noises? I don't know what they would be.
Woolaloo.
Yippee! Speak some blew out.
Oh my god.
Okay, new headcanon, that's what he looks like.
That's what he sounds like. He doesn't sound all sophisticated. He says, hello, how are you?
Speak some blew out.
I am going to destroy the world.
Just
Come
turns
blind
out,
butcher.
hello,
Hello.
family.
Hello, family.
Hello, family.
Seems
Come
like
on,
you're
blind
coming my
butcher.
way. I'm gonna have to kill you now. Oh, that's adorable.
Guys, if we keep doing this to Chris's, we'll do... Chris, you know what the Prince of Blood is? A wet bitch.
You're only making him stronger.
That's alright.
Oh, God.
Alright. Anyway. So, as you have your fun little experiences and proceed to have a little bit of free time before the tournament happening at midday, nothing better to do. Some of you do a little bit of exploration, seeing if there's anything else around town. You see some new things here and there. Are you going to go to the same groups as last time, or divide yourselves up into slightly different ones?
I'll go with my teammate.
I mean, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm before we head off. Everyone, I've got a whole thing to do. I've got to get Forge Storm. Which one is it? Forge Storm out of that there volcano, Mount Vilgrim.
We're going to do that today?
not today, but I just wanted to get everyone's thoughts on how to go about doing that.
Well, go to a volcano and jump in. You'll be fine.
You first, bitch.
Tells me Elsyan would walk away from that.
Okay,
Just
no,
as
I'm
a dick-
okay.
As a dick move he could do. I think honestly he'd jump in lava, walk out, stick his finger up at it, and walk away.
I mean, I'll be honest. I wouldn't just let Sasha die in lava. I'd let her die in a far more violent and painful. Elsyan not quite being able to come to terms with the fact that he wouldn't actually let Sasha die.
What, you guys meant the soothsayer?
Yes, so actually, it may be worth talking to.
Who's she?
Did you guys learn anything or get any
Actually,
ideas for you need to
Queglod, they're talking to you, and there's Sasha will be needed as well. It's about Chronicle.
Wait,
Okay.
you mean
In fact-
I point to the Nightmaker Chronicle?
That Chronicle, did I presume you saw Chronicle as in the Knight card? Yes, Queglod? Fuck it, we'll do it now.
Yes. Am I trying to?
I
very well. I'm sure it'll be okay.
I saw him as when I touched the Jester card. I saw him as that, and that he may not have entirely restored our memories, or didn't restore them properly. I'm not quite sure.
I had a memory of the journey from here to where we met you as being completely uneventful.
Completely uneventful? That doesn't sound like much.
And
What
then
did I
we
see?
met
What
you
did I see
and-
with the first one again? It's one thing I didn't write down. Was the not the first one? The second one. It was the lost memory.
The second one was the lost, yes, and you
Lost.
scoured,
Oh, memories.
and your mind went through all of what you remember, and you found walls, which you believed to be memories.
Well, looks like part of at least my brain is blocked off from certain memories. Don't know about you two, but do you sometimes find you try to remember shit and there's just blank spaces?
No, give me a minute.
Don't think too hard, Sasha. You'll give yourself a hernia.
I don't think you even know what a hernia is.
Well, a hernia, of course.
Frantically looks at his book of law.
Well, obviously, pulls out Book of Law. A hernia occurs when an organ pushes through an opening muscle tissue that holds it in place. For example, the intestines may break through a weakened area in the abdominal wall. Many hernias occur in the abdomen between your chest and hips, but they also can appear in the upper thigh and groin areas.
I had one of those.
Oh god.
Ooh.
I feel like an asshole for making light of hernias. Not much of an asshole.
They are painful.
They are not fun.
Yeah, I had
I
two.
haven't had one, but
I think I
but
think I had one for several years, and I just didn't know. Like, I didn't realize that. Yeah, that it was until it strangled. Strangled hernias are the bad ones. They hurt. As in, I woke up and I couldn't move, and it hurt.
Okay, maybe it wasn't a hernia, maybe it was a hemorrhoid. Do you want me to go into the definition about that, Sasha? There are diagrams.
Oh, a hemorrhoid. Like your mother.
Okay, Sasha, you know insulting my mother doesn't actually affect me. I agree with you on everything you say about her.
Oh, right, a hemorrhoid. Like that thing you call... So that's like the physical equivalent of what Farnsworth is to you.
Listen here, you fiery bitch. I will end you and your entire bloodline if a dragon hadn't already come along and fucked it. I'll make friends with that dragon and ride it into battle against you. Please pretend Sam's voice didn't crack there, but please.
All right, you elven fuck. If you want to talk about that, do you want to think for a moment that there's a portion of your mother still inside your brain waiting to get out the moment you break down those walls?
You've got her inside of you. Forever.
I mean, yes, that's how genetics works, Sasha.
Oh no, but I mean she's literally put a portion of her brain inside of you.
Okay, she hasn't done that.
She literally has. You've outright stated that is what occurred.
Is it?
The shadow that she put inside all of us.
She put a shadow inside all of the
fuck,
original
you're right.
part. All of the original party.
God, it's been a while since I remembered that. Ugh. How
That's
much you
the-
betrayed
that's-
the fuck.
That's the reason you were originally mind wiped by Chronicle. Because you had the seeds inside of your brain and they were basically set to detonate after a certain amount of time. But to get rid of them, you had to experience a grievance event and then you had to perform a grievous event or an act which then meant that he could erase your mind. In a position where you would be basically forced into certain situations. In other words, you did the betraying and the killing of the old High Governor of...
Again, we have no proof he died.
You have no proof he died. That's very true.
But fire elementals would do that, Harlan.
They
burn everything.
True. The murder of him,
He
and
was
then
a
you
governor.
had your...
Like Hurricane was at least competent enough.
Anyway,
He only got murdered by a super murder assassin.
And Chronicle wiped your memories. After a certain amount of time, you realised you'd lost your memories and stuff like that. Chronicle then restored them after he died.
But he didn't, did he, the fucker?
But from what the information and what you're saying, he hasn't. And that he only told you he did so that you wouldn't go looking. Potentially.
Okay, time to unlock dark parts of our brains, guys.
Well, we need to be careful about doing that, though, because...
Eh.
Oh, my wedding day.
What the fuck could have happened when we were level 1?
Yeah, that's a fucking thought. But, Rook, were you a willing participant in your wedding day, or what was going on there? Because, no offense, everything you've said so far about your wife makes it sound like she may or may not, instead of your wife, be your kidnapper.
Were you forced into a crossbow wedding? It can't
no,
be a shotgun wedding.
I 100% love her and give her everything, but her evil side sometimes. You know, to start with,
I'm sorry. As the person here that is all evil side, how could someone have an evil side?
Oh,
Okay. Consider. What if Rook's wife is actually your mother?
No.
Consider. He said evil side. She is entirely evil, and I am ashamed I did not see it sooner. It is my biggest foible. And she also is a liar. What I'm really mad about is that she broke our deal and she didn't kill my father. He's still alive. And if she's having
Wait. What do you have against your father?
No, she broke a deal. I got nothing against my father. It's the fact that she didn't kill my father that I got a problem with. Not.
Why do you have a problem with that if you don't have a problem with your father?
Honestly, I should be happy my father's alive.
Yeah, like
inheritance.
That's someone else.
Okay, Bern, that's a good shout. I don't get access to inheritance. That's a fair point.
I'm fairly certain you don't get access to an inheritance because she wants you dead.
Okay, listen. Elves will.
If anything, he's the only thing keeping you in the will.
I'll be honest. If it proves that your mother's an evil bitch, you get to have anything of her items anyway. I mean, we're going to be taking the loot like we take the loot from everywhere.
Oh, absolutely.
So there's nothing the Elven authorities could stop us, or could do to stop us, and quite frankly, we'll be saving them anyway.
Doesn't that seem a little bit dark? You know, when we finally kill Elsyan's mum, we're just going to loot the fuck out of her?
Okay, look, I mean, you've been with us for a while now, right?
Yeah,
how does this surprise you?
I understand, but it still feels weird when we're talking about a member of family, you know?
Oh, she's not family. She's just a blood relative that I happen to spend my growing up years with.
Sure, okay. Well, my definition of family, your definition of family are very different definitions.
No. If I was going to say anyone was my family, I would say... Looking at the party...
Sasha.
Oh, fuck no. Actually, no.
Oh, I mean, come on, we've been through a lot and we kind of hate each other, but we'll save it, but we'll look after each other when we need to. That sounds like family to me.
fuck, you're right.
Elsa just agreed to that.
Queglod's
I might need
the
another
mum.
drink.
Queglod's the mum, though.
All right, time to go fight.
Of course.
Nope, we can't deal with this anymore. Time to go fight.
Hey,
Yeah,
what-
we need to do something. First things first.
Queglod's the mum. What's Malcolm?
Weird
look,
uncle?
considering you called him Daddy Malcolm for quite
Okay.
a fair amount of
Oh,
time.
that is true.
I was
Remember when you
removed
remember
past
when you
that.
had a weird daddy kink for Malcolm?
Okay, I'm just saying that was when I found out. That's when I had a weird complex about, gaining massive amounts of power, and I wanted Malcolm to be on my side. Turns out, going around and calling someone daddy doesn't always work. I have learned from my mistakes, and I was hoping to move on from it. And there was a Druid I talked to in the Emerald Glade that once she was trying to stab me, told me that it was fucking weird. Exact words, by the way.
I mean, she's not wrong.
I mean, of course not wrong. I think about it, and I'm disgusted with myself.
We all know that's not cool.
Oh, that's nice. I'm disgusted with you as well.
Yeah, well, at least I can hold my drink.
Yeah, with your fucking mind powers. Ooh.
Okay, we have established that you don't know that.
No, I meant with telekinesis. What are you on about?
No, that's Sam talking to Harlan.
No.
No,
That is
that's
Sam
Sam talking to Harlan.
Because Harlan, you have done the exact same the other way around.
Admitting it.
Harlan,
Alright.
done the exact same the other way around, and you know it. God, we're just taking everything over again, Miss Harlan.
Yeah. As you proceed to
Discuss
go
about
around town, otherwise having 4 hours to yourselves. Harlan, you head to the petting zoo. You proceed to go up there. You look around. Being a previous entry, they let you in. You're welcome to have a look around still. You go up to the animals. You give them pets. You give them food. I think it was like 5 gold for a bag of feed or something like that. So
Yeah, sure.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was like really fucking cheap.
Yeah,
Yeah,
something
it
like
was
that.
a couple of silver.
If it's a couple silver, then yeah, just take out like 5 silver. That'll be fine. Get several bags of feed or something.
I'm mostly going for the carnivores.
Yeah.
I'm feeding the direwolves for the most part. I'm interested in a direwolf maybe.
As you head in, and you kind of go and you have the bag of feed, you see Wolf there, as she's otherwise off to the back of one of the areas. Druids otherwise standing guard. People have otherwise filtered out, as quite a lot of them are going to the arena, so it's fairly quiet in here. You see at the back of the room something you haven't seen in a very long time. You see a large scaled form, bright red with dark scales, otherwise hunched over, nostrils flared up and little bits of smoke otherwise rising out, and a tail curled around behind its back leg. You see, standing next to it, a dwarf, grizzled with a beard otherwise plaited and well made, a large backpack on his back with some weapons sticking out and otherwise bits of his equipment. You see Osric Stonecraven, your tutor.
You okay, Harlan?
Ostrich?
Hey, Sasha! Hey, what are you doing here?
What
I
are
thought
you doing here?
I thought you said you were setting up in Adamantia.
We are. We came. The whole thing. What are you doing here? What?
I came to sell some weapons here and there. Friends with Gonk, a little bit of business on the side. It's been a while. He turns and you, as the pathway is otherwise clear, the large salamander, Scooch, I think his name was.
Yeah.
Otherwise runs.
I think it's Scorch, but we call him Scooch.
Scooch, yeah. He jumps towards you.
Hello there.
Strength saving throw. 5 plus 4. He pins you to the ground, otherwise knocking you over, and proceeds to just lap up your face. It's warm and it stings, but fire resistance helps.
That hasn't changed. I am gonna be hugging him whilst this is happening.
Yeah.
I'm okay. This has definitely happened before when I was much weaker.
As Osric moves over, he goes, "Alright, come on, get off." Oh, it's been a long time, hasn't it?
Yeah, I told one of my friends to drop in by you whilst he was nearby, but apparently he didn't. So,
plenty of people did. Some said that there was a strange dwarf who spoke to them, but not it.
Is what it is. It's wonderful to see you. We're actually going to be going down the arena later. If you wanted to come have a look-see.
Sure, but I didn't take you for the fighting type that often. You did a little bit of hunting back in the day, but...
Well, yeah, I've been adventuring, you know, and the way I see it, one of these days, I am going to be going up against some scary shit, so I might as well be ready for it.
One of these days.
True. You've certainly come a long way, I'll say that much.
Yeah. Watch this. I'm going to attempt to lift up Scooch.
Okay. This would be a strength check. Due to size, it would be a disadvantage, I guess. Actually, no, you're medium, he's large. Yeah, this would be a grapple check, I'll say with disadvantage. You've still got your +4 with it. There's a 7 +4. He gets off of the ground, his legs flail for a moment before he otherwise, does his best to wriggle free as he does so and lands back on the floor.
First time I've actually managed to get him off the ground.
Impressive. You certainly have come a long way. At which point...
don't worry, you'll see more at the arena, but...
yeah, apparently.
How are things back at the smithy?
Good. Proceed to continue my excavations, do what needs to be done, found various things and interesting stuff. Just came here for business purposes. Kind of it, really, and stock up on various things. You seen the Promethean Forge in town?
Oh, yes. I went and had a visit. Didn't do anything special whilst I was there, but one of my buddies had an axe that reacted to it, and one of my other buddies ended up turning it into a weird fire demon thing for a minute.
Interesting, concerning, but interesting.
Oh, yeah, no, it's absolutely weird. I just sort of roll with it nowadays.
I've never, I've seen it once before, but not that much. Interesting that you've seen it. You're obviously in a pretty good place to have seen that sort of thing. But, nonetheless, he turns to Wolf. Will that be everything then? I think so. Just gathering up some good supplies here and seeing what needs to be done. Anything else I can help you with? No, that'll be all, I think. Alright, well, pleasure helping you.
What's going on here? Hi, Wolf again, by the way.
Hello. Nods. Aye, well, you see, Scooch is a guy, and there are some female salamanders here, and getting your hands on a male can be
that's
difficult.
enough. I don't want to hear anymore.
You're understanding it. Scooch is having a good day tomorrow.
Oh God. Oh, that's upsetting. Honestly, I'm actually looking around at animals at the moment, seeing if I might pick one up. Salamander might not be possible, but
they're a bit big and they're hard to take care of. Scooches.
Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna pull out my jar of gelatinity and pour out a load of cold meat stock.
Oh no, forgot about that.
There you go.
As you hold it and you pour it out on the floor, he otherwise begins to lap it up. It warms and melts, becoming a little bit more hotter meat stock. As he loses some of it and it begins to kind of mark the floor, but he gets most of it.
Good Scooch. There we go. I love this thing. It's great.
It's an interesting thing, that's for sure.
Oh, what's this? Honey. And I just sort of pour out a bit of honey onto my hand. See, honey.
Interesting. Could have various uses, I imagine. What else can it make?
Jam, jelly, slime, tar, oil, and blood.
Some of those are interesting, some are morbid, but fair enough.
A little bit. It's weirdly useful at times.
Yeah, like now.
Exactly.
Yeah. If you're looking for a pet,
Well, it's more I'm looking for something that can help out on the road because we travel a lot, and I'm looking for something that's not necessarily going to be if we get into something dangerous, something that's going to be all right, you know. I was thinking maybe a direwolf, honestly, but who knows?
Direwolves are big. Most creatures are quite hefty and they fly by the bit. If you're intending to ride it, then anything big could help. Horses aren't too bad. Direwolves can be a bit of a hard burden. Turns to wolf. She goes. Depends. If you're after something like a hunting dog, they're typically fairly well efficient, and as long as you can feed them and make sure they're kept active, they can keep on going what they need to do. Alternatively, if you're looking for something smaller, then we have various other things, hawks, some owls, although can't be guaranteed that they'll return, if mistreated anyway. Alternatively, if you're looking for something that might be useful, something that's used in the cooking around here, are the younger salamanders. They're much smaller. They're the ones that will be hatching after the eggs are laid.
Yes, I'm aware. Just gonna blank that image from my mind.
Once the eggs are laid, these smaller salamanders will take several years to grow, but they're used to light forges and heat up things. They're fairly useful. There's a cold version of them as well, but again, we don't have those around
here.
I forgot about those again.
Okay,
Wait,
so running through the options, we've got normal salamanders, baby salamanders.
Yeah. But if you're looking for baby salamanders, you'd have to, unless you're looking for one of our brood, in which case they'd probably take about a year to fully grow, so you need to be careful, they are getting a little bit big. But if you're looking for a new brood, I'd recommend coming back in 2 months when the new ones will be ready.
Well, I was actually wondering about whether you had any. Do you think? Oh, I'm quite a hefty person. Do you think a direwolf would be all right carrying me?
Should be okay if it's large enough and it's well trained.
That's something to think about. As for the salamanders, I am going to have to talk with one of my people because I think he might be interested in one. Hard to say.
Fair enough. If you're looking for some of the older salamanders, we do have a few that are not getting on a bit, but they're past their prime.
Fair enough. I'll be back after the fight at the
arena.
At the arena, and then we can have a little talk, and I'll bring the rest of my group over, and we'll have a group discussion about it because it's a group thing. If I'm bringing one in,
I can arrange a look through if you're interested.
No, that would be lovely. Oh, and for your trouble, I hand over a platinum piece.
She takes it. Thank you. Good to see a bit of payment in advance.
I don't like I don't like people doing work when they aren't getting paid for it. It just feels rude.
Ostrick goes, never gave me any. But
hey, you got a free apprentice out of it. Fuck you.
Yeah, true. If you're fighting in the arena, I better go get a seat before they're all taken. Alright, I'll head over there and get myself a seat and try and see if I can watch you.
But before he goes, I am going to give him a hug.
Yeah, he hugs you back.
It's good to see you, Oscar.
Yep. He hugs you back. Scooch kind of nuzzles up against you. All right, come on, Scooch. Let's go.
Yeah. See you both.
As they head towards the arena, you otherwise mingle around, take some time with each of the animals before heading to the arena yourself. Were any of the rest of you going as groups, or were you doing anything else?
One of my teammates.
Yeah, well, I had nothing particular I wanted to do.
Okay.
No, nothing.
Probably go off and do some smithing. I'll try to.
Okay. In which case, I will have this one trigger for you then.
I was gonna head to the Druids and see if I can speak to them this time.
Okay. heading to the druids as you go and you meet with them. You see the druids are otherwise, again, performing a similar ritual in a circle, but this time there are no guards. There's a few druids otherwise mingling around, watching, but otherwise not participating in it.
Are they doing this? Does it look like they're doing the same ritual, or
A
is it a
similar
little
one.
different? I'm gonna go up to one of the ones that are watching.
Okay. You head up to one of the outskirts ones. He's standing there. You kind of approach. He hears the footsteps coming. Turns around and goes, everything alright?
Yeah, I was just wondering what ritual they were doing. And remember the last one when I was here and couldn't get in, and we're doing the plant growth one?
Yes.
Plant growth.
Yes, they're currently checking various bits and pieces around the plants themselves, making sure there's no infection or anything that might otherwise spread. Sudden surges in magic don't just apply to good plants. So right now they're detoxifying the area.
Okay. Oh, good.
The plan is to move out and do the rest over the next couple of days, but that's going to take some time. Until then, the forest will otherwise be off limits. But several days' worth of work to do.
Understood. I was actually coming here to see if somebody here might like to help me with a spell that I'm making for Druid.
Making of spells? At this time, quite a lot of us are busy. If anybody is interested, they'll get in contact with you, but that might take quite a bit of time. I'd say...
Oh shit, I completely forgot I was supposed to be looking for that soothsayer.
Yeah. I'll put the word in, and I'll make sure that some people know that there's somebody looking to need assistance with a spell. You said a fellow druid?
Yes, it'll the spell I'm planning to make a spell that allows for mass long range communication with other druids.
Interesting. Okay, do you know what kind of tier of magic, or is that why you're looking for the help?
That's what I know. What kind of tier magic it would end up being?
Mass long-range communication. The idea was that you were going to do it with the other druids could pick up the calls.
Yeah.
Ones that you'd met, or just any.
Ones that it'll be ones for whoever is casting the spell has met.
Okay. So in which case that would just be a mass sending then? So probably 4th or 5th level? So 4th or 5th tier magic.
I believe it'll be about 4th or 5th tier.
That's something that we wouldn't be able to do unless we were in a large group. If you're capable of doing something like that, you might be fairly well equipped to it. I'll speak to the Archdruid, although he may be busy for the next couple days given the circumstances, but after that he'll be free.
Okay.
I'll see what I can arrange, though. He might want to meet with you beforehand, so if you receive a message from myself, or you otherwise wish to speak to, or he otherwise wishes to speak to you, we'll let you know.
Alrighty then. My name's Malcom, by the way.
Ah, pleasure. Shakes your hand.
Yeah. Alright, well, I need to be heading down to the arena, so if you need to contact me, I'll be at the Cursed Axe.
Very well. Get in contact. Gives you a nod, you otherwise head off to the arena. Rook, Bern, are we doing anything in particular?
Silence.
Take that as a no.
No, sorry, that's my mic off.
Nope. And
Not bad. So Bern, do you want to go see if we can find this soothsayer?
Sure.
I mean,
Go
nothing
ahead.
ventured, nothing gained.
Go ahead and roll me d100s, the two of you.
Okay. I'll get a rough idea by asking Elsyan and
Yeah.
Queglod, obviously.
92.
92.
18. Fuck.
As you
He's over here. Walks
Don't
into
get a
another
reroll, do
tavern.
ya?
No reroll.
Oh,
As
okay.
you attempt to look for
Fair
her, you don't seem to find her at this moment, but you get an inkling you will over the next few days.
Okay.
To
Well,
one, not take up the rest of the session, and two, so that Chris can prepare stuff.
No, that's cool. That's cool. I didn't expect it to happen today,
Okay.
to be honest.
You look around, but you find nothing. You head to the arena. Elsyan, as you wander to go and do some smithing, as you're wandering along the road, kind of seeing some people otherwise moving about, people trying to sell you stuff, your very brilliant perception catches something.
It is very brilliant.
As you see something out of the corner of your eye, like before, but this one is different. You see an object, a book, otherwise soaked wet in a puddle.
Well, can't say a book. Go look at any book you find. Go look at the book.
As you look at the book, you give it a look over the book itself. It seems to be on its back at the moment, or with its back facing upwards. You can't see any writing on the back. It's just plain, very well made leather, but it looks a bit well tanned and otherwise well kept.
I'm going to carefully open the book to try and give it a bit of a read to see what it might be of or about.
Okay. You open the back of the book. It seems to have various bits written in it, but out of context, they're very difficult to kind of understand. There's names in there which don't match your understanding.
Such as?
Such as following. What one would be back of the book? Webval.
Webval.
Webval. This is a name you have not heard before.
VAL. So Webval. But there's no sense of what this actually
in the
is
context
about.
of what it's written. It reads Webval is notoriously known for the actions the actions he has otherwise performed. Many have tried to stop him, few have failed. The nature of the end of the book seems to just speak of minor things here and there.
Interesting. I'll keep it on my person.
You pick it up. You just pick it up out of the puddle. The water drips off of it. You give it a quick shake.
Maybe it was useful.
Just put it in your pack.
Just put it in my pack.
Put it in your pack and you walk off.
Put it in my pack.
As you head to the smithy, you otherwise proceed to work and practice. Taking some of the ingots that you otherwise have, shaping them, forming them, and then rebending them and casting them back into ingots, getting a little bit more practice on what you're doing. But knowing the amount of time that you have, you do not have enough time currently to make something before the arena begins. But you practice and continue to set yourself in motion for understanding how smithing ultimately works.
Don't want to tire myself out before.
So, as each of you otherwise continues going about your journey, looking through various things, heading to the arena, you arrive there and each of you pays your due of 100 gold pieces to enter.
How about?
Does everybody have enough to pay for their own entry?
Yep.
Yeah, boy.
As long as they'll take it in platinum, yeah.
Yep, that's fine.
Yeah. I mean, I could pay for everyone and then take all of their winnings, but no.
Tap found the back of Sasha's head.
Okay.
Yeah, worth a
Bern?
try.
It's currently not here.
I'll pay for it.
What happened? Sorry, I was called away.
Do you have 100 gold to pay for your entry into the arena?
Yes, I do.
Okay, pay that.
That is insult of a
Rook.
question.
Yep.
Okay, and Malcolm?
Oh yeah, I have plenty.
So each of you pays your entry, prepare for the fight ahead. As you otherwise sit down, the names otherwise said and mentioned as you are allowed out into the arena as you are preparing to fight your battles. You are otherwise left with your equipment and your various things as you take your seats and prepare for the battle ahead. And that is where we will end for tonight. So, for those watching, thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. And we will see you next week when this saga and tale continues. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.